Welcome to the Bear Talk, your go-to Chicago Bears podcast, where a father and son talk all things Bears. From Soldier Field to Sunday Showdowns, I'm your host here, Dylan Weaver, and always joined here by my dad. Well, Dad, it's finally draft night. Night one is finally here. We are kicking things off in the new season with our very first live show here on YouTube. Very excited to have people in here watching us go through. Mostly we want to see who the Bears pick, but overall just enjoy the draft, talk about players getting drafted, and just giving our live reactions like we're sitting at our TV watching the show. Going to be pretty laid back. A lot of fun conversations here to come, but talk to me a little bit about what you're excited for coming up. Draft night, it's finally here.
It's round one. Round one. Who can't be excited about draft night, especially for the NFL football league? It's going to be amazing. A little bit different this year, right? Normally, as a Bears fan, you pretty much know what's going to happen in the first half hour. Thankfully, Ben Johnson put together a great season with Caleb Williams and the dynamic duo of Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, along with our departed DJ Moore, Roma Dunze. So this year's a little different. We're picking at 25, pending any trade up, trade down situation. Who knows if we trade down tonight might not even happen. We might go to bed not knowing if the Bears pick anyone until round two. Where Dylan will probably wear his DJ Moore jersey tomorrow because it'll be round two. But I think, as we're thinking about tonight, we got a long way to go to see everything unfold and what kind of lands to the Bears. There has been a lot of last minute mock drafts this afternoon. Some I liked, some I didn't like. A lot of them didn't have the Peter Woods guy going to the Bears. They had him actually going a little bit later, around the 32nd pick, which is a little disheartening. But I think it's kind of maybe a moment to reflect on all the number one or round one draft picks the Bears have had over the years. I can recall personally the Brian Urlacher pick, in the 9th overall pick in the 2000 draft. I got you can't see it right now, but his picture's back there behind me, is one of the greatest linebackers of all time. And I remember watching that draft and going, who the heck is this guy at the 9th pick? It felt like such a Bears move. And obviously, he's a Hall of Fame legend now, an absolute beast for the Chicago Bears. And then I think back, I was born, but actually I wasn't born yet, but Walter Payton in 1975. Obviously, that was a great pick in the first round. You got Gale Sayers in 65 as a first rounder, Dick Butkus. So many greats that got drafted in the first round who really are like the cornerstone of the Bears organization and really turned it into the team it is today with its historic monsters of the Midway mantra, so to speak, from those players in there. But there's a lot of others in there that's also been in the first round. I'd be interested to hear, from those watching or those watching post draft, who are some of your first rounders that we picked before, Otis Wilson in 1980, Keith Van Horn in 81, and who can forget the punky QB in 1982, Jim McMahon. What an awesome one. And then followed up with Jim Covert also in that next year's draft at 6. And then you had Willie Gault in 83 as well, Wilbur Marshall. We talked about the Peters Woods and the William Perry kind of parallel between sharing the same college, also playing the same position. That was in 85 at pick 22. And then you had Neil Anderson at pick 27. And then, in 1987, we had Jim Harbaugh at pick 26. And then, from there, it got a little sloppy as you look at those picks going on. Throughout the decade that followed after that historic, 1985 Super Bowl run. Who can forget, pick 5 Curtis Enos in 1998? Everyone thought, holy cow, we're going to get another great running back in the Bears backfield. And here's a small funny story. I remember 1999 Bears had pick 12. If anyone out there remembers who pick 12 was in 1999, it's kind of interesting because I was actually at a draft party for it was either I think it was the Score because we lived in Chicago at the time, or I lived in Chicago at the time. Dylan was still inside the womb at that time, soon to be born. But at pick 12 was Cade McNown, and I went home that night and said, "Honey, Dylan's middle name is going to be Cade because Cade McNown's going to be the next savior of the Chicago Bears since we hadn't had a quarterback since then, since Jim McMahon, really. Even though Jim Harbaugh, decent quarterback, but went on to be a coaching great. So that was a funny time. I'll never forget that draft party. It was a real good time to go to. Then obviously we already talked about it in 2000, Brian Urlacher, David Terrell out of Michigan, good wide receiver. Um, then you get into 2003 with Sexy Rexy at pick 22. But a lot of these picks we always had in the top 10, or the busted pick at pick 29 in 2011 with Gabe Karimi, or who can forget in 2012? I know everyone's jaw hit the floor when they heard this call. At pick 19 in 2012, Shea McClellan. There's one that everyone scratched their head on and said, "What are we doing?" So hopefully tonight we don't have that, right? Pick 25, a lot of talent on the board, especially in the needs positions that we have between safety, defensive tackle, edge. Dylan thinks we need a center. I'm okay with the
I
center
said
in the
later on.
later rounds, right? Someone we can develop and prepare to fill the vacated role of Bradbury after he gets 2 years with us and goes on. And then in more recent years, probably the one that left everyone going, "What is going on?" At pick 2 that we moved up for in 2017, Mitchell Trubisky.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
that one was a tough one, right? I mean, everyone's like, "What's going on?" He only played so many games in his college year when he played for North Carolina, and everyone felt the hype, right? We had Matt Nagy, and then we got a little trickery. We went far that year, except the double doink happened. But here we are, 2026 NFL Draft, and I'm excited to see what Poles has cooking, and how much influence that Johnson and Allen have on this pick at number 12. So what 25? So what say you?
Yeah, I'm excited, super excited for the NFL draft. Obviously, this is now Ben Johnson's second year being with the Chicago Bears. Saw what the draft class looked like last year, with Ryan Poles still at the helm, and you finally start to see some players break through with the new coaching staff here. I expect, whoever they draft tonight, whether that be, like we talked about, edge rushers, first, second, third, seventh round picks. I expect to see what we saw last year. A lot of them translate and be big role players, especially when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, my dream pick, we did an episode, earlier this week, and, I had a guy, Dylan Thieneman out of Oregon. He's my dream pick at 25 if he's available. I don't know if he is going to be available. It's going to be 50-50. But however, if he is there, I think he's just too athletic, fits the perfect. We need another safety to pair with Kobe Bryant. He's my dream pick. But yesterday, we both fell in love, more specifically you, with Peter Woods out of Clemson, the D tackle. Reminds you back in the good old days when the Bears were a Super Bowl team with the fridge. He's obviously a D tackle, but he's played fullback, scored touchdowns in college, and with Clemson on the goal line. Just a very big body to get up in there. And then lastly, my other guy that I'm really rooting for is TJ Parker, Peter Woods' teammate. He is an edge rusher out of Clemson. Last year, if he would have came out for the draft, which he could have, he would have been an overall top 10, top 15 pick guaranteed, coming off an 11-sack season. 2025, Clemson had a rough year. His stats weren't as good. That's why he's going to be available. later in this first round, and it would absolutely be a home run for me if we can get someone in there like that, kind of to run that three rotation of Montez Sweat, Booker, and TJ Parker. But we'll see what happens. Like we talked on our pregame show, these drafts, you can never know what happens, especially now. It's pretty rare to us, but this is the first time in a long time we're not picking inside the top 10. So it is kind of hard to know who's going to be there. Mock drafts are all over the place, and it looks like the draft is about to get underway. Cam Hayward has just come out, getting them Pittsburgh Steelers fans riled up as the draft is in Pittsburgh. I'm ready for Roger Goodell to come out as well. The famous boos he gets, when he comes out, everyone's boos him. It's a yearly tradition. But I think we're all on a consensus. You think Fernando Mendoza, he's going first, right? No questions, no shockers.
I think he'll go first. I think it would be exciting though if it changed up and the Raiders moved back, got a little bit more draft capital. And it's those kind of moves in the beginning of the draft that can change everything when the Bears pick at 25. So if it doesn't pan out like that in the first, 3 minutes, it'll be interesting to see how then it starts to unfold as people start jockeying around, maybe question who they had on their board. Or like you said the other night, right? Do they have a little yellow Post-it note in their pocket and take this person no matter what? So we'll see. But it's a tough one. It's the draft. It's like picking a lottery ticket. And hopefully our scouting team's done their homework and we walk away with the winner. And looking at the history of the Bears, whether it's a high first round pick or a late first round pick, we've had some winners in the beginning and we've had some doozies in the beginning. Who can forget Kevin White, where he was picked at, who never materialized into what we thought he was going to be when we needed that other wide receiver. And so it was a wasted draft pick. But we have some late round picks who've turned out phenomenal. And hopefully that's what we get tonight with the staff we got with the Chicago Bears, especially leading up to, you think about the last few draft classes and tonight and going forward, they will be in their prime playing years, or potentially, at the later end of their playing years as that new stadium gets built. But, you mentioned Pittsburgh and where the draft is. I was a little concerned with it being in Pittsburgh, that weather can be finicky, especially in early spring. Everyone, I think, remembers last year in Lambeau and what that weather looked like in April. But it looks beautiful out there tonight in Pittsburgh. It looks like they packed them in. A lot of people there, big crowd. So I'm excited for the city of Pittsburgh, and mainly I'm excited for all the football fans across the world, because tonight they get to kind of find out what their team's doing and which direction they're going to go, and they get to root on their newest addition to their club, and see some hopefully production out of them.
Yeah, and before things get underway, I just want to take a second, thank, if you are joining us here early on before all the madness starts, as Roger Goodell's about to open the draft. We're obviously live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok as well for the first time. Appreciate everyone in here. Feel free to chime in, drop comments. We're just here enjoying the draft like we always would do normally. Just now we're, on the internet live with it. But love to interact with a lot of you guys. Share it around with your Bears friends. Even if you aren't a Bears fan, you're just here for draft coverage. Just share it around with your NFL fans. We'll be doing this all night one. The other 3 nights we'll probably just, watch via offline. But with the first round, it's always a big thing. In the NFL, we thought, why not go live? So appreciate everyone joining us here live. Super excited for hopefully another successful draft, as we are Bears fans here. But like you said, Dad, super exciting. This feels like finally, the offseason is starting to get in the full swing of things after the draft. Obviously, the schedule will get released early May, where they'll release, everyone knows who they're playing, but with, week 1, week 2, it'll all be laid out. And then after that, obviously, mini camp starts. There'll be rookie mini camps. Then everyone comes back for a normal mini camp. Then they'll be off again for a little bit. And then they come back for OTAs. And when OTAs come around, that's how you know. That's how you know it's really starting to get in the swing of things. Got a comment in here on our TikTok feed. Someone's asking, is Lamar better than Caleb? Well, Lamar is two-time MVP. He is a very good player. Caleb's very new to the league. Obviously, at this time, I think it'd be delusional not to say Lamar isn't a better quarterback. If we're going over the longevity and basing their careers of what we think is going to happen, yeah, I'm going to take Caleb Williams over Lamar Jackson. But
I
as
was
of
going to
right
say
now,
they've won the same amount of Super Bowls.
what, one Super Bowl? Well,
No,
technically, Caleb, yeah, Caleb and Lamar, none of them
none,
have won a Super Bowl
none.
yet.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
Lamar does have a two-time league MVP, which is pretty important. But I think Caleb's got some of those in his future. Um, but yeah, but
Yeah.
it looks like the Raiders are currently on the clock, down to about 6 minutes, 30 seconds. They're already showing the Fernando Mendoza highlights. It looks like it's going to be a pretty overall consensus. No surprise here. Other years, there's definitely been debates on who could go first. I mean, there was a little bit with Caleb back in the time, but most people did know it was Caleb. This one feels like it's a no doubter. Like, it seems like they had his jersey printed when he was playing the national championship.
Yep.
And
Brady was on the sideline.
I will say it is really cool to see Mendoza. He's the first person since Trevor Lawrence to, well, if he is the first overall pick, but to not be at the draft and be just at home with his family. He's a very unique person. Um, he's a good character, good person to look up to, and clearly family means a lot to him. And it's just super cool to see him spending time with his loved ones because he knows, especially at quarterback, this next year, he ain't gonna have a lot of free time. He's gonna be in that playbook, learning the Raiders offense, probably a little bit before the season, talking to Tom Brady, but I think it's pretty unanimous that he's going to be the number one pick. But when it gets to the second pick of the draft, that's where already they think it could already get shaken up. But we'll see. I think it's pretty obvious. I think the Raiders should do everyone a favor, stop milking it, just call
That's what I
the
was going
pick
to
in
say.
and let's go. But I'll be honest, it's probably not the Raiders. It's probably the NFL. Hold on, we got to get this in. We got to get these segments in real quick.
Yeah.
Milk it out a little bit. Once it gets out of the top 10, it starts to seem like it goes a little bit quicker. But these first 10 picks, it's like watching paint dry for a little bit.
Yeah, it's rough. Speaking of family, though, if you're out there watching us live right now, I'm a huge NFL fan, but if you don't know, today's Dylan's birthday, so I can't think of a better way than to hang out with him today. So if you're in the feed watching through the live, put a happy birthday in the comments. I'm more excited to hang out with you on your birthday via the internet. From 1,000 miles away, seeing that we couldn't be together, but I can't think of a better way to one, celebrate your birthday, two, do something that we both love, talking about football, and what a exciting moment. So happy birthday, son. Hope it's a good one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I wouldn't want to spend it any other way, doing the things we love, hanging out with you, and then watching football. The draft's always on my birthday every year, which is pretty cool. Last year I was in Nashville when we selected Colston Loveland. It was really awesome being with some of my buddies that are some Bears fans, and then sadly some of my other buddies were Packers fans. But it was a good weekend in Nashville, and this week, like you said, how cool is it? We got the internet nowadays where we can still do this. You're, thousands of miles away over in good old Texas now. I'm stuck in Tennessee, but not stuck. I like it here. It's great, but super cool. And like I said, awesome just to do this and interact with, people out there who also enjoy the same interests we do. And looks like the pick is finally in. Let's see how long it takes Goodell to walk that pick to the stage, but it is in. It'll be really cool here in a minute to see the live reactions of Mendoza. It's one of my favorite parts of the draft, especially in the first round when you see their emotions, just their hard work has finally paid off. It's a long process, but nothing's guaranteed. If you've watched draft day out there, it's obviously based off of draft day, but it is a lot of stuff can happen. People slip down a board, emotions run high. So when your name finally does get called, it's probably a feeling that they can only describe, but you can always see it in their faces, and it's really cool to see because it's just people put in, this is their whole life. Most of these people have been playing a sport that they love since they came out of the womb, pretty much, and just something they enjoy and work their whole life for, and they're about to finally get rewarded from it. All the nights when they were in college or high school, and instead of going to parties or hanging out with friends, they're waking up at 6 a.m., going to do a workout, put in the extra work, and that's what brought them here. So just super excited. But here comes Goodell to the podium right now. Pretty sure it's Mendoza, but
If
we
it's
can
anyone
wait.
older than Mendoza, that
I
was a
think it'd be a pro.
lot of video to
It'd
have.
be like draft day movie.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-oh. He's coming.
Fernando Mendoza. There he is.
There it
First
is.
overall pick. Congrats to Fernando Mendoza, man.
Look at
He
that. National championship winner goes on to the #1 draft pick. That's phenomenal. Congratulations.
Yeah. He went to Cal, obviously, was all right. Kurt Signetti, the amazing coach he is, ended up bringing in um Fernando Mendoza as the guy to lead the team, and he did do that. He, had a phenomenal season. He's not only, the first overall pick, was also a Heisman winner this previous year. Just a super deserving guy. You can tell when he talks, he means well, and he was raised right. So I'm sure the Raiders are excited. And with Tom Brady over there, I think we talked about in some of our other shows, but he's gonna sit. They're gonna let him learn under Kirk Cousins, and
Smart move.
we'll have to see how that works out. But I will definitely say it's not the most popular move nowadays. Everyone wants to get their new quarterback in there and play. But look at Tom Brady. He sat a little bit and learned behind a veteran, and ultimately Bledsoe ended up getting hurt, and it propelled that process a little bit faster. But still, sitting and learning, as much as I hate, our rivals, the Green Bay Packers, they've done it as well. They had Brett Favre. They brought in Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat and learned for a little bit. Once Aaron Rodgers' time was coming to an end, Jordan Love sat. He didn't just sit for a little bit. He sat for 3 years. But you learn a lot in how to be a pro before you actually are actually playing and being the guy leading a team. And you don't see it very often, honestly, nowadays. You don't. You really don't see it. So it'll be cool to see how the Raiders handle that. And who knows, it could be all smoke, and maybe they do just start him right out the gate. You never know.
Nah, I think they'll let him sit and learn behind Kirk Cousins. I mean, we talked about Kirk Cousins before. You look at him, and he's a good quarterback, right? I think he's a good locker room guy. I think he'll be a good role model to Mendoza to help him learn the game and kind of mature into his role there. The only thing I hate, and I talked about it with the Bears too. We've done it so many times. Is we draft these young quarterbacks and we want to throw them in right away, or the fans are screaming, put in the backup, the most famous player on the team, and then they get in there and the game's a little too fast, right? They can't slow it down right away. They're learning on the fly, and it's a rough situation to be in. So I hope that the Raiders do the right thing and let him watch the game and mature with it, and don't let him, get thrown in when Raider Nation gets upset, um, and starts calling for him to be coming in there. I hope they let him learn the game to go through that whole process.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Like I said, it's a smart thing to do. And I will say, for a quarterback like Mendoza, I don't feel like he is fully developed yet. And I do think it would be smart to bring somebody in, like they did with Kirk Cousins, for someone him to learn from. So we'll see what ultimately ends up happening with him, but um, I think it's the right thing to do. I still think he's got a lot to learn. He wasn't asked to do the most craziest things in college. Very simple, not simple, but basic concepts. NFL, it's a lot deeper. But we'll see what happens with him. wish him the best. Super cool. But now the fun part starts to happen because we didn't know. We knew what was going to happen at number one, but number
Yeah.
two, oh, here it comes, coming in live right now.
Hey, they know what they want. I got a feeling I know who it is.
David Bailey, Texas Tech
Woo!
edge rusher. I think this was also pretty obvious. We're watching. If you want, Dad, you can switch over. Pat
I
McAfee.
switched.
Okay. I was
Yep.
about to say Pat he's pretty much covering it live. And Peter Schrager, ESPN guy, he's going crazy. He's
fired
2 for
up.
2 on his mock draft right
Yep.
now. All these analysts out there are trying to, hit a home run with their draft boards that they come
His
out
bracket's
with.
not busted.
Yeah, it's not busted yet. This guy was an animal, though, out of Texas Tech. The Texas Tech defense in general this year, their defensive line was amazing. Obviously, you talk about another draft prospect that's probably a day 2 pick, but that's Jacob Rodriguez, their linebacker. I mean, this Texas Tech defense, there's a reason they made it not pretty far, but they were in these playoffs. Just a super good player. The Jets obviously traded away Quinn and Williams last year to the Cowboys, so they need to add people to this defensive line.
They traded away a few defensive players last year.
If I'm this guy, David Bailey, I'm asking for a trade already. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, imagine working your whole life and they're like, you're going to the Jets.
Or the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, no. Well, the Browns, I mean, they got a new coach, but their ownership still seems like it's out of mess. But, we say that jokingly, but that's probably what people said about the Bears before Ben Johnson get here, and I wouldn't blame them either. But, yeah, I mean, could you imagine you work your whole life and you just get drafted to one of these teams is just you're in for it right off the bat. Like,
I think you're still
at the end of the day,
right?
you're making that moolah.
Yeah, you're in the NFL. You've reached the pinnacle of kind of all of your sports playing, and then you're focused on one, being a productive player, and I think too, then you're looking at playoffs, championships, records, individual records. There's a lot more to look to, but I mean, it's a huge accomplishment to make it that far, which is truly exciting for all these athletes, because like you said, they started their careers basically as youths playing pee wee football, and then they made it to this times, which is pretty big. Even though the way the collegiate level's going now, it's almost like semi-pro. If you think about the way the NIL and everything works there, so it's just like graduating to the next big league.
Yeah, I mean, this guy David Bailey too. They're showing his highlights on the screen. I know this guy is a monster. I didn't watch too much of Texas Tech until the playoffs, but dude, this guy is unreal, dude. He is fast. He shoots through these gaps. And I mean, when he gets your arms on you, you're done. You ain't going anywhere. I mean, running back, quarterbacks, he is all over the place. Yeah. Guy looks like an absolute. He's kind of got that bend that the DNs, the faster ones got. They maybe not got as much of the size, but they got the quickness. And I mean, he hits that shoulder underneath, turns that corner. Absolutely, this guy looks like a player, man. He looks good.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting though how that stacks up in the NFL. Players are bigger, faster, stronger, the best of the best in the NFL. Sometimes those tackling techniques at the collegiate level don't translate well when you get to the pros. So we'll see what they work on with them and how he tackles.
And just thinking about it off the top of the head with the Jets, I mean, they got the Bills in their division, they got the Patriots, and they also, who's the last team in that division that they play? Is it the Dolphins? I think it is.
I believe you're right.
Yeah, but you're talking about trying to get a hold of Malik Willis, who the Bears have a full handful of that. Very elusive guy. Josh Allen, not the easiest guy to bring down either.
Nope.
Drake May is probably his best bet. He got sacked a bunch last year, but that was due to his O-line. But you're talking about 2 quarterbacks, let alone that you're playing twice a year, that are very elusive. And like you said, got to be able to translate what you did in college to the NFL. But when you're a top 10 pick like that, it's almost a guarantee. Sometimes you have those busts, but he should be a player. And I will say, just watching his technique, not technique, but just his tackling, he's not just coming at you, trying to take your head off. He's breaking down, grabbing
Yeah.
you with both arms, and then taking you to the ground. So, but trying to get a hold of Malik Willis and Josh Allen are two different beasts. Those aren't guys you're trying to tackle in college at all. So, especially Josh Allen, he's a big old quarterback out there that can run, and he will run you over. He's not scared of contact. Um, the Cardinals now are on the clock. I heard some things about them possibly taking Jeremiah Love here, and I think Jeremiah Love is by far. I mean, last year when people were hyping up Genty, I was not in on that hype train. Um, Granted, he played for the Raiders, one of the worst offensive lines last year, and didn't live up to the hype. If you want to talk about a guy I think that's going to live up to the hype, it's Jeremiah Love, dude. This guy's freaking unreal, dude. He had that famous touchdown, not this past playoffs, but last college football playoffs against Penn State, where he literally, it was a 1 yard run, but he had to break like 6 tackles to get into the end zone and just kept throwing these guys off of him. I'm really hyped on Jeremiah Love. He might be a guy I look up for when, fantasy football rolls around, and we're doing our drafts. I like Jeremiah Love a lot. Honestly, both Notre Dame running backs are really good. Jadarian Price, I think, is his name as well. They shared the backfield this past year. They're both electric. Price is someone you can get in the second, third round of the draft, but Jeremiah Love, if he goes here, it's absolutely deserved. This guy is an absolute machine to me. Like, he is unreal. But let's see what happens here. Goodell is up to the mic and doing his whole spiel. Let's try to get a look who it. The guy's unreal. He deserves it, dude. This guy is unreal.
Jeremiah Love.
Carrying a team. This guy put his team on his back. Watch this guy's highlights. I mean, dude, he has Jahmyr Gibbs speed, and he is way bigger than Jahmyr Gibbs. Way bigger.
Yeah,
This
and you think
guy's going to
about
be
too,
electric.
with the addition of Marvin Harrison Jr. last year, obviously who didn't have a great rookie season, you could maybe say that's due to the run game not being as great as it should be. So now you bring in a run game, it frees up the wide receivers. It could be a great fit for the
And you're
Cardinals.
missing a key piece, too, of that offense. Way better than Marvin Harrison Jr. One of the best tight ends in the league
Oh,
right now.
yes,
Trey
yes,
McBride.
yes,
Guy's
absolutely.
unreal.
So
That's a good 3-level dynamic. You got Marvin Harrison who can stretch the field. You got Trey McBride who can be underneath, and then you got your running back now. We
and they
will.
don't have Kyler Murray anymore.
I was about to say though, that's the interesting thing. Do they trade up later in this round and get Ty Simpson because he is very rumored to go to the Cardinals as well? And that could be what we talked about. I mean, it would suck to sit through this whole live show and not see the Bears pick, but we talked about it though too. If the Bears get more picks out of it, we are up for it. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what happens. The Cardinals could also probably just sit and not have to trade up. There's the only other team that would probably be interested in a quarterback is the Jets, who would pick before them again in that second round. So it'll be interesting to see if one of them get a little impatient or worried and jump one another in the first round. It would have to be the Cardinals jumping up in front of the Jets, because both of them are needing QBs. And I said it on our show. I think Ty Simpson is the best. He's the number one quarterback in this draft.
I think he's a product of Alabama.
But yep, we got a viewer in our TikTok over here. Seems like he's agreeing. He's saying yes as well. I'm telling you, dude, Tice, it helps in college when you win. It does. That's what propels you at times. And Ty Simpson, I think, is a way more qualified quarterback, at least like going in ready to go now, like hit the wall, hit the ground running, and who would have more success. But that's not for me to decide. I'm not an NFL GM. It'd be cool to get Drew's opinion on that, who we had on, the NFL agent, because I'm sure he has his own little thing going. Schrager is still 3 for 3 now going in. He's got Sonny Styles going next to the Titans, which that one's a little interesting because he is a great player, but there's rumors about him falling out of the top 10, but it is mocks, like you said, it's all over the place. Anything can
Mhm.
happen. But still super cool. Schrager's got to be on top of the world. 3 for 3.
I mean
Not
that
that crazy yet, but he gets 10
it's
for 10. That's when you start dancing a little bit.
right. Then you put some stock into his mock drafts. You're like, all right, next year I'm going to look at his because you go 10 for 10. That's pretty good, especially in the NFL draft, especially a class like this. It wasn't like the 2 years ago draft when he had all the quarterbacks in there that was, some of the best quarterbacks to ever come out all at the same time, which made it so tough. So we'll see. I mean, if he does 10 for 10, I know next year that's the first mock draft I'll look at. And
Yeah.
hopefully we're picking, 32nd.
Yeah, that if we're picking 32nd, that means some good things have happened and we're raising another Lombardi here in Chicago. But like I said, it gets interesting. It's about to start getting a little fun. So far it's been going pretty much most of the way people had it. I was reading something a little bit today. One of like how you were talking about putting stock in people's mock drafts. The guy there's a Chicago Bears guy, media member that does mock drafts. He's had the first pick right for the Bears the past 3 years, including Colston Loveland last year, which not a lot of people had that coming.
No.
And he does have the Bears taking your guy, Dad, Peter Woods at 25.
Well, I hope he's right. And just reported the Titans will not trade the number 4 pick. They are going to pick. So
As they
something must
should.
have, yeah, they should. But something must
They
have
need
happened.
players.
Well, they do need players. They always need
They're
players.
not the team that when you're trading away, you're a mediocre team or had a decent season, and it's not that priority. But it's not often. I mean, the Titans, yeah, the Bears used to be in this conversation, but it's not often you do pick in the top 10. But when you do, you gotta kind of, unless you're getting a haul, you gotta kind of stick and pick and take a stab at one of these players because
Yeah.
it's the potential on missing out on all stars. I mean,
Yeah. The question is, who do they add to it? I mean, they had Cam Warren last year that they picked number 1. So now you're picking 4. Who do you add to
this
the
might be
roster?
I don't know exactly what their needs are, but just off the top of my head, I mean the pick's about to come
Picks
in,
in.
but I think they need a wide receiver. Carnell Tate, maybe Jordan Tyson is another receiver. I don't know if Jordan Tyson's quite taken the top 10, but we're about to find out because Cam Ward does need some weapons.
They
Yep,
do
there we
need.
go. Carnell Tate.
Yep.
I knew they needed some weapons. That's a good pick.
Is Schrager right again?
Ohio State receiver. No, he had Sonny Styles. So
Oh, he's done.
there goes his perfect mock draft. But I was saying I this isn't that surprising to me. Cam Ward, honestly, I feel like had a Caleb Williams first year. I like Cam Ward a lot, and he did a
I liked him
lot.
when he was at Miami.
He did a lot with a lot of nobodies. Like
Yep.
literally, I mean, yeah, they have Kelvin Ridley, but after that gambling situation he got caught up in, it's
Hasn't
never
been
been
the
the
same.
same Kelvin Ridley. But this Carnell Tate guy, very elusive, shifty, slot receiver, absolute stud. Here he is celebrating I think he just hugged up Jordan Tyson, the other receiver I was talking about from Arizona State. Super cool to see. That's another thing that's cool about this draft room. These first round picks who are all back there. When they're going up, they still are all celebrating with each other. Back in college, they hate, if you're not their teammate, it's personal. But knowing how big of a night this is for all of them to see them all celebrating together when they get picked, super cool, man. I just like watching a lot, especially the people that are there in person. You just kind of get to see the raw emotion instantly. The people that usually get drafted at home, they make sure it's edited and all good to go. This is just raw. There's no editing any of this. Look at him, so excited. Like this suit too. He's in the all white.
Good
I
for
don't
him.
know. I was eating some wings earlier. I don't know if I'd be wearing an all white suit, but it looks good.
Yeah, and the pace of the draft right now is going pretty good.
It's
I like
great.
it. I
I don't know if
mean,
it's because we're like talking every second and engaging on this, but it seems like it's going pretty quick.
yep,
Like we're
yep.
4 picks in already. I mean, granted, it's been 30 minutes already. So
Hey, that's
when you
okay
look at
though.
it like that, it really hasn't been going quick. But it is super cool to see. And if you are in here, I see the TikTok viewers starting to pile up a little bit. Just make sure no spoilers in here. I know sometimes if you check the social media, especially Twitter, see a lot of these people come in a lot quicker and give out, information of who's getting taken where. No spoilers would be great. Make sure to, if you're on TikTok, tap the screen. Um, so awesome to just be doing this with you, Dad, on draft night. Super cool. But if you are here, tap the screen on TikTok, share the YouTube channel. I just got a comment in here
Uh
saying dump water on your head for a galaxy. Yeah, I'm gonna take a hard pass on that one. This is our first time doing a TikTok live.
oh.
Don't know how trustworthy that is. Being that I don't know you, but we appreciate it. Um, I'm not going to be dumping water on my head. Maybe if you stick around and they take Dylan Thieneman, I'll dump some water on my head for a galaxy. But thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Hey, do know I know we talked about how fast the draft's kind of going right now. I did recall hearing this, but I had to verify and validate before I talked about it. But for the 2026 draft this year, they did shorten first round picks from 10 minutes to 8 minutes, so it took off 2 minutes. You know, kind of speeding up that clock a little bit more. So that's nice. That's a good thing because I think even like the first round pick with the
One
first
second,
overall.
Dad. 1 second, Dad.
Uh-oh.
Yo, LRN, thank you for the gift, man. We appreciate it. I can't really tell what that is. It looks like it just says you're awesome with a gift. We appreciate it. First time here on TikTok Live. First gift, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Outstanding.
You're
Look at
awesome,
that.
Cat.
Yeah,
Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
absolutely. But yeah, going back to it, right? 10
Oh
minute
my God,
round.
this guy's going crazy.
Oh,
Oh, thank you
nice.
for the rose. Thank you for the heart puff. Thank you for the goat. Thank you for the match star. Oh my
Woohoo!
God, this guy might be serious about dumping some water on my head. I might need to go get some water, Dad.
Let's see what happens at pick 25. Let's don't get crazy on the first one.
I
But
mean, galaxies are crazy though, low key.
anyways, 10 minutes down to 8, but you go with the number 1 pick in the first round. You know, you've had all off season, you've had your 30 for 30 visits. Um, you shouldn't be taken down to 4 minutes left to make
He said,
your
"No,
pick.
no, no, don't do it."
So
Okay,
yeah.
no worries, LNR. We appreciate the gifts. We appreciate the gifts, though, man. Thank you so much. But go ahead, Dad.
I was just saying it was still crazy that it took them, you know, that much time just to announce Mendoza's name. You're probably right. It was probably, you know, like a commercial break. Let's make sure we could run all the highlight reels, get the draft pumped up, get the fans pumped up. But 8 minute drafts per pick, that's a pretty good thing that they shortened that down.
Yeah, no, it's super cool, and it should. I feel like the first round it could be like that. Second round, third round, later rounds, I can understand them extending the time a little bit, but I don't even think I knew that. That's got to be something new this year, right? It used to
Brand
always
new.
be 10 minutes. So
Yep. Brand
now
new
that
this
they
year.
shorten it down to 8 minutes, that is a lot better, honestly. The Giants are currently on the clock, coming off a 4-13 season last year. However, with Jim Harbaugh there now at the helm, um, I mean, they got two really good picks here. You got to remember they traded away Dexter Lawrence just a couple days ago to the Bengals for the number 10 pick. So they're going to have two picks here inside the top 10. And what we were just talking about, Sonny Styles has not gone yet, elite player. And Jackson Dart, I know you were a little Jackson Dart Cam Scatabo fan last year,
I'm
and
a big Scatterbo fan.
I will say the Giants, man, dude, with Harbaugh over there now, it seems like they can maybe turn the page. They've had plenty of rough years. Brian Dable had that first good season there with Daniel Jones, and outside of that, it's been absolutely terrible. But with Jackson Dart, even though the record was 4-13, it kind of reminds me of that Bears when what was it? The Bears finished that first year with Caleb 5-12, and
Yeah.
it was still a lot of close games. That's how the Giants remind me last year because you got to remember that we finished what was it 11-6, and the Giants almost beat us. That was the Caleb Williams. I'm just going to do everything myself game. The Giants, I think, are still a good team, and with Harbaugh over there now, an actual coach, and actually, too, former Bears head coach Matt Nagy's their OC over there. So
Yeah,
he's
after
going to
he
get
dipped
another
his
stab
toes.
at it. I will say for Giants fans, I wouldn't be too happy about that one. I think he just sits under Andy Reid's little umbrella and gets a lot of credit for a lot of stuff he doesn't do. But it will be interesting to
Oh,
see who they pick right here.
well, you're about to find out.
Yeah, let's see. Roger Goodell's announcing the pick.
Uh-huh.
Actually, maybe this kid's going to announce the pick. He's got a card. I like when they do this too. This looks like team something. I don't know. Who did they take? Let's see. Oh, the United States Army. Yeah, little Army recognition here for the veterans, military. Got some people out here to announce the pick. Super cool when they, bring people in there. Get to be a part of something for, especially when it comes to the military. I
Yes.
appreciate them. They deserve everything. Um, so super cool. Oh, yeah, not a good story. It sounds like their dad passed
Mm,
away in Afghanistan at war, and these are his two sons. So super cool. Let's see though. Let's see who they are going to take.
they need some offensive help.
Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. So not even
Ooh,
Sonny Styles yet. Um,
wow.
Arvell Reese, though, is the person that they think as of right now, Sonny Styles is a better player, but they think this guy is going to be like he has a lot more development. He's kind of the Micah Parsons when you're watching his highlight. He technically played linebacker, but he's one of those skinny, not skinny, but just
Fast.
more faster, and he's got tone. Both of the guys, Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese, are both going to be certified ballers, dude.
Yeah, and think about this. Who else did they add last year at number
Abdul
3 overall?
Carter, yeah,
Y-
good.
You got Reese, you got Abdul
When
Carter.
you talk about a defensive line,
That's
that's the
dangerous.
type of defensive line the Bears are looking for. Like those are two, and you got to think about it, those are two now. I mean, Arvell Reese still has a lot to prove, but Arvell Reese and you got, like I just said, Abdul Carter now on rookie contracts for
Yeah.
5. Abdul Carter's got 4 more years. This guy's going to have 5 years because all first round picks are they have a 5th-year option tied to them. So
Yeah. And you
I
think
mean,
about
that could be a dynamic duo for time to come.
yeah, absolutely. And as a Giants fan, not that I am, but if you're a Giants fan out there, you may have or may not have been upset with the Dexter Lawrence trade. Or
No, I think it was smart.
well, I agree. But now like
Uh-oh.
if
First trade up.
if you're a fan, you're like, okay, I feel better about my defense, but they do got to get some offensive line help to
All right,
protect
we got to
Jackson
talk
Dart.
about this, though. First
Uh-oh.
trade up.
What do we got?
Kansas City Chiefs
Traded up?
trading up to number 6.
Ooh.
This is honestly a shocker. Thank you so much for the follows. We appreciate you guys. We cover Bears shows in here, post game, pre-game shows, breaking news. We are live on YouTube as well. Our show's called The Bear Talk on YouTube, The Bear Talk Show. We're live over there as well. We appreciate whether you're on TikTok or YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. But we do all Bears coverage over here. But we are covering the first round of this NFL draft. Super excited to have everyone in here. Appreciate the follows. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, Kansas City Chiefs. Let me pull Twitter up on my computer real quick and see what this all entails because I just saw the ESPN notification come through my phone. Let's do Kansas City. If I just search it, I'm sure it pops up. Looks like they're trading up for number 6. Yep. The Kansas City Chiefs. It doesn't say what they're giving up yet, but I am seeing some leaks. They're taking a cornerback out of LSU. Is this right?
Mm,
No way they're trading up for a cornerback. He is a
mm.
very good cornerback. Mason, they're saying it's Mason Delore out of LSU. He's a very good cornerback, but I would not be trading up for a cornerback for a number 6 overall pick. That's a little insane. I have to imagine they're trying to get Sonny Styles or someone right here.
I think that may have been what happened when they saw that Reese,
Yeah, that's what
got
I'm saying
taken. He's
because
still on the board. That would be the only thing I could think the Chiefs would want to do that for. But think of the Browns now. They got the 9th pick, and then they picked up the 74th and 148th. So that's kind of the package. So there's 2 more people that got to go to the Browns this year.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's gotta be they gotta be that makes the most sense to me, like you just said, because both of these the Browns are the ones that traded out. And honestly, that's pretty good for the Browns. They probably are going to get a couple. I'm assuming, I think the Chiefs traded up from what pick was it? Number
9,
nine?
9
Yeah.
pick. Yep.
So they jumped up 3 spots. The Browns are definitely probably getting a pick or 2 in return in this trade, which is
Yeah, that's the picks I just
honestly,
talked about.
yeah. So, I mean, and you got to think, like you just said, I mean, they obviously lost Trent McDuffie in the offseason, one of their lockdown corners, kind of what the Chiefs famously do. They never pay their cornerbacks. They always just, once they get good, trade them away, and they always bring in a new one and they do their job. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here, but something tells me it's got to be Sonny Styles.
You would think.
It makes the most logical sense. Like you just said, the other Ohio State top pick got taken. They're like, okay, we're not risking. We have 3 more picks in between us. Let's go get our guy. It makes perfect sense too with Chris Jones. His career's coming to an end. Let's see. Here it comes. Yeah, they're talking about adding an edge rusher. Spags could use that guy for sure, but let's see who it is. It was who I said it was,
Mansour
Monsieur
Delane.
Delane. They traded up for that?
That's amazing. You know, it'll be interesting. I don't know if you saw also while you were Twittering away there, the Kansas City Chiefs defensive backs coach was arrested on domestic charges. So that'll be interesting with the coaching
Yeah,
back.
but they got Spags over there. That guy's a defensive genius.
Yes, he is.
But this guy is very good. But trading up, I mean, dude,
What's wrong with Styles though?
Well, they said one of the Ohio State guys were probably going to fall right outside of the top 10. In all reality, you want to know who's probably going to get Sonny Styles? It's going to be the Cowboys, bro, at 12, bro. I'm telling you right now, I can just see it happening. But it makes sense, though. They did trade away Trent McDuffie, so bringing in another cornerback to kind of fill in makes sense. Not even sure if I said his name right. Apologize if I didn't. But, yeah, 45 tackles last year, 2 interceptions, 11 pass deflections. Don't know what his 40-yard dash was, but this guy looks fast. He attacks the football. 6 foot, 190 pounds, bro, from Maryland. He's got the all pink suit on, little light pink. Guy looks absolutely electric, ready to go. Just crazy seeing some of these guys come out here. They got all this jewelry on, deck to the 9.
Hey, it's a big day. You got to look good for
it is for sure. They deserve it. But
big day.
Wow, that's like the
4-3.
first. That's like the first kind of draft shocker a little bit. Everything was going to plan, and the Chiefs, there was rumors about not a lot of people are going to trade up because it's not really worth it. And we're 6 picks in, and the Chiefs, you got to think if the Chiefs are trading up, that's another thing. Brett Veach is a very good GM for the Chiefs. So if he's trading up for a player like this, now it might push other people to start jumping the gun. I need to get up there. This is where it
gets exciting.
So it gets fun. Stuff you can never predict. Honestly, shocking, to be honest. I wondered in how many mocks he was really projected to go in the top 10. Honestly,
I don't know. I just know on a
but
sporty time like you asked, he was a 4-3.
9. Maybe if the Chiefs were still at 9, they would have picked him anyways, which would have still been inside the top 10. But wow, I just found it a little crazy they jumped up. Maybe it's because outside of Well, no, Cardinal Tate and Jeremiah Love, both offensive players. It's not like it was only defensive players going and they started freaking out a little bit. I don't know. Very interesting to see that. Um, that's why I said I got to stay off of Twitter and stay off of other stuff because literally, like I said, I went as soon as they traded up and people already saying who they picked. You just got to stay off. It ruins the excitement and the suspense of what's going to pop up on the screen. But super excited to have everyone here. Like I was saying, we're over on YouTube as well. If you want to come check us out, we are over on a live show. Okay, so here's the official trade. Chiefs got number 6. Oh my God, they traded away their 9th pick. Obviously, they swapped their 3rd round pick, number 74, and I think it's a 5th or a 4th round pick at 148. So they gave up two picks technically because they swapped the 1st round picks.
Yep.
And then gave 2 additional picks. So great value if you're the Browns, honestly. Going to get another pick added to your 2nd round and your 3rd round as well, or your 3rd round and your 5th round. So super good value. And like I said, if Dylan Thieneman isn't there, I'm totally okay with the Bears trading back as well and getting more picks. It would suck to sit here and watch this all night and not see the Bears pick, but at the same time, it just means tomorrow, Friday night, when the weekend starts, we're going to get to see a lot of picks tomorrow. So
yeah, the Browns now got 11 picks in this draft now. So good for the Browns.
Yep. And here comes the Commanders now. This is going fast. I mean, Roger Goodell's right back at the podium.
I love it.
They are on, it says they're on the clock, but I'm pretty sure the pick is in because Goodell's out here unless he's doing a promo, which he might be because I do see some gold jackets out there from the Hall of Fame. So it might be a promo. But we will see what happens. I don't have the audio on it. I'm just kind of watching the screen.
It's got some Steelers greats up there with him.
But
the bus.
Oh, it's the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Someone's telling me in the comments.
Yep.
What's up, Kirby? Good to see you, man. Oh, here it goes. Sonny Styles, there he goes. I'm honestly, like you said, I'm surprised when the Chiefs traded up. It seemed like the smart thing to do.
Yep.
But this guy is electric, dude.
That makes the Commanders a little bit more dangerous this year.
Yep. I mean, dude, this guy is a freak, dude. Him and Arvell Reese are like the same. They're the Micah Parsons build. You're starting to see a lot more of these guys come out here out of college now, a little bit more tone, not as chunky, and they're just fast, man. This guy's a very good player.
Bigger, stronger, faster.
You got to think, too. I mean, dude, this Ohio State team just breeds. I mean, you're talking next year, too. Jeremiah Smith, he's top 3 guaranteed. So we'll see what happens with that going next year. But these Ohio State guys, they breed, especially on that defensive side of the football. And, really after Jackson Smith and Jigba's season last year, they are like the wide receiver U of college football. Them and LSU, really, they just breed receivers. But Ohio State's always been known for their defensive people, just super, super good football players, aggressive. Those guys are going to be machines. I really like the Giants one though a little bit better, just pairing them up with Abdul Carter. You got to think the Commanders, they don't really got an elite edge rusher, but it is smart for them to get someone in there like that. I'm sure Dan Quinn is happy. He is a defensive head coach, one of the very few in the NFL still that is a defensive head coach. Super cool to see though.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. We'll see where that puts the Commanders this year. If Jaden Daniels can get healthy, the O-line can work a little harder this year to protect them. They could be a dangerous team, especially adding that. They still need a running back, though. You think about their running back situation last year, so they definitely still have some needs. But they got a player in Sonny Styles.
Yeah, no, this guy's legit. Just look at him. He looks like he's built like it looks like he's built like honestly like a tight end receiver, a bigger receiver, and he's just a machine, dude.
Yeah.
Very elite players getting drafted. Scares me a little bit. A lot of these DNs are going, man. I mean, it is what usually happens in the top 10. These elite DNs go, but it's good though. Let's just see, hopefully, see these safeties, hang around there. Dylan Thieneman, we need him. We need him, man. It'd be awesome. The Saints now move to on the clock. The Saints are another team. They got a lot of needs, but they are heading in the right direction. Kellen Moore, I think, is a very good coach. Tyler Stroud actually started to find his footing a little bit last year, late in the season. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here. Offseason additions they made. They obviously added Travis Etienne, Ty Chandler. So they added 2 running backs, Noah Fant as well. He came over and they added a linebacker, Caden Ellis from the Falcons. They lost Taysom Hill, one of their other tight ends. Cam Jordan obviously is still a free agent that will probably get signed in this offseason. He's one of those veterans that you don't need a pickup really right away. He's someone who can come in and play as soon as you need him, really, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with them where they go here. I feel like they can pretty much go anywhere. They got some needs they need to fill for sure.
Yeah, if you look at their needs, wide receiver, they need an edge, cornerback, an interior offensive lineman, a defensive tackle, and you look at what's kind of left in the top here. You got Ruben Bain still out there,
Ruben
Jordan
Bain's going to go in
Tyson.
the mid-teens. He
Eh,
ain't going yet.
I'm just saying, Jordan Tyson's still out there. Caleb Downs is still out there from the secondary
Dude,
position. So
that's another Ohio State player,
I
dude.
know
That defense is whoever gets Caleb Downs is getting a steal, man. Like Caleb Downs is an elite player, an absolutely elite. One
it
of the
will.
best safeties that's come out in a while, in my opinion, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, it's
Um,
going to be interesting what they do.
we'll see what happens. If you're over on TikTok, make sure to like the screen or tap the screen. Help some get more people in here, grow our audience. And if you're new here, drop a follow, stay up to date with us. When season rolls around, we do pretty much 2 to 3 shows a week with pregame shows, postgame shows, any breaking news, and then once training camp rolls around too, we like to do little updates with what goes on during the week, what we're hearing from insiders, stuff along those lines. Super cool. You can check us out on YouTube as well at the Bear Talk Show on YouTube. Had an NFL agent on last week. Pretty cool episode, getting an inside look at what goes on before this draft happens with NFL agents and all their players. And then we did a little mock draft yesterday for our top 4 picks in the top 100. So super cool. My dad over here, he's rooting for Peter Woods. I convinced him yesterday, D tackle out of Clemson. That's his guy he's looking for at 25. I'm looking for Dylan Thieneman if he's there. However, I don't think he might fall that way all the way to us at 25. I'm afraid our rival in the Minnesota Vikings might take him and replace. They just lost Harrison Smith, so just seems like a perfect 1-for-1 fill and replace. But if he's not there, I'm going with the other Clemson guy. TJ Parker's my guy. Let us know in the comments who your NFL team is, even if you're not a Bears team, who you're rooting for your teams to draft. It's going to be a good season.
Yeah, I think too, for anyone who's tuning in, if you don't know who Peter Woods is, for us old time Bears fans, he is the William Perry equivalent that we drafted and obviously went to and won the Super Bowl with. But both played for Clemson, both played D tackle, and both also ran for touchdowns. They actually at Clemson, if you're a Clemson fan, you already know this, but they do have a William Perry package where Peter Woods has scored 3 touchdowns last year. I like that pick. I think from a parallel, from a nostalgia of being a Bears fan forever, what a great way to go if he's available and it's the right pick for us at that time. But that would make me excited at pick 25 to get a player like that who could be an immediate impact player for us. And we all know that the Bears defense last year, while exciting with takeaways, we lacked in pass rusher presence. as well as just some run blocking. And so we'll see how it turns out. I mean, we're a long way to go before pick 25's here. Who knows if we trade down, or there's still enough time left where Ryan Poles may feel you know, pretty excited that he wants to trade up for a player that may be dropping to us that we think we can get that will, put us in the running. I hope that doesn't happen, but I would much rather do either, a Peter Woods, or we trade down, get some more draft capital so we can continue to fill out this roster and get some immediate impact players that can help us. Even with 4 picks in the top 100, those are guaranteed, I would say guaranteed starters. But we do have a lot of needs with how the offseason went and the players we lost to free agency and then some trades that happen in there as well. So we'll see. Looks like Goodell's coming up to the mic with another pick and working the crowd a little bit there, as I can see visually. I can't hear the volume, but we'll see. We'll see how this works out. So let's see what the Saints do.
Oh, I just saw who it was.
Quit looking.
We got someone in the chat. They're saying, I want another Kyle Monangai. Don't be surprised later in the draft that the Bears go with another running back to replace DeAndre Swift. There it goes. Saints select wide receiver Jordan Tyson. I mean, dude, this guy is – I said it in the season when I was watching college football this year. Dude, this guy reminds me of a young Mike Evans. This guy high points the football. He is very lengthy. Wait till you see his highlights pop up on the screen. Jordan Tyson is elite. No, we had some questions. He just held his pro day a couple of days ago, literally before the draft. But, dude, just look at the highlights on the screen now, dude. This guy literally reminds me of a young Mike Evans, dude. Just very lengthy, goes up, high points the football, very versatile, great hands. And not last year. I mean, Arizona State made the playoffs both years since the expansion, but really 2 years ago when Arizona State had Cam Scadaboo and they went on that run, dude, Jordan Tyson was a huge part. And honestly, playing at a school of Arizona State and hanging with these guys, I mean, dude, just look at this separation this guy's getting on his routes. Very elite. He does have a pretty injury past. And hey, look at this. I like the look he's got going on. Just a strained plate
super casual.
Plain white dress shirt, black tie, black jacket. You can tell the emotions are starting to get to him now. Super cool to see, man. Just really
good for him.
I'm sure with, a lot of people were talking about his injuries and it really could affect him, and still to be taken inside the top 10, you can tell right now just how much it means to him. Super cool to see. Look at him. I mean, this is awesome. This is literally what it is all about. And I'm sure he had a lot of doubts going through his mind leading up. People talk about you, and that's part of it. I mean, you're in this national spotlight, so people can, say what they want about you. But a lot of people were trying to write him off with all these injuries, and he's just, look at him. He's blessed, grateful to be, a part of a team and get to write his own story at the next level. So super cool, man. Look at this. I mean, this is getting me emotional, man. Like this guy is what it's all about right here. And when you see emotions like this, these are the players that are going to be great players.
Yeah, like as a coach and an owner of a team, and I see that kind of emotion out of
you made the right pick.
Yes,
literally.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to be there. He's going to give you his all.
Look at him.
That's outstanding. So excited for him.
Yeah, dude, he's going to be an absolute stud.
Good deal.
Like I said, I really liked him. I liked him coming out. I liked him over Carnell Tate, dude. Like, just look at this guy, dude.
Wow.
One-handed, just two.
And you think about it too. You got the young quarterback down there with the Saints. He needs some offensive weapons. He does have Olave.
I was about to say, you got to think about it though. Olave and him could be a great pairing. Olave's a slot receiver. This guy's a guy on the outside.
Yep.
You put him on the same side of the field, and good luck. I mean,
and if he's got that kind of emotion on draft day, imagine the emotions he's going to have when he's in his first NFL game. Wanting to do his all, and look at what he's doing in his highlight tapes. I mean, he is
unreal,
giving everything he has to get that ball and do the right thing. So, it's like an emotional win for me. I mean, I'm excited for him. I wish nothing but great things for him. So good for him. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Browns are back on the clock.
Yep, the Browns are back up on the clock. For those of you who are just joining, or if you haven't been keeping up with the draft so far, Kansas City Chiefs traded up to number 6, which was the Browns pick. So now the Browns at number 9 are now on the clock. They did receive a third-round pick from the Chiefs and a fifth-round pick, a pick in the 70s and then a pick in the 140s. So it'll be interesting to see who the Browns go with here. And I think you said it, Dad. Now they have 11 picks in this draft, which when you are a team that is struggling as long as the Cleveland Browns have, getting as much draft picks is the best as possible because you get to see. Did you just see who they drafted? Is that why you gave me that shrug?
This is why I got to giggle because obviously you know way more about football than I know, and I watch purely for the entertainment value of the game and the competitiveness. But if you Google 2026 draft needs for the Cleveland Browns, so I was kind of curious on what they needed. Offensive tackle, I could get right. Wide receiver, I understand. But somehow they still slid in their quarterback. I mean, how many quarterbacks do the Browns need, and how many have they went through over the last few years? So,
Yeah,
wow,
I'm not
that's
the
just
biggest.
crazy.
I'm not the biggest Shedeur fan. I do think he deserves more of a shot, though. I think what went on last year was a lot to do with his dad and putting that on him. But there's a spotlight he kind of wanted to live in. He talks a lot. But look at this. I mean, Dad, this is going quick. Goodell's
I
back up at
love
the
it.
podium again. Honestly, this is so far one of the better draft nights of just getting things going. We're almost 10 picks in. It's only been an hour. I mean, it really isn't that bad. But let's see who the Browns take right here. O-line. Oh, yeah. Fanu, bro. This guy is from Utah. Very good tackle. O-lines are starting to go off the board. This
You know
is
what that
good,
tells
though,
me, though?
Dad. This
Here's
is
what it
good.
tells me. It tells me they may believe in Shedeur to give him some protection. And they still don't they have Dylan Gabriel still too?
Look at AQ Shipley on Pat McAfee show right now. He's an former offensive lineman. He joins Pat McAfee show during the NFL season to break down O-line play in the trenches. Darnell Wright got featured on that a lot on Pat McAfee's show last year. So did Theo Benedict, just their run blocking. But look how hyped he's getting right now for an O-lineman. I mean, guy like that, these O-linemen, a lot of it goes unnoticed, but I mean, dude, these guys put their body on the line every play to just go kill people. And it goes unnoticed because you don't really see it, but you'll go back and watch highlights later on as people getting pancakes. So looks like this guy is a tackle, it looks like. But yeah, look at him. I mean, dude, this guy's just driving people in the back of the end zone like the Blind Side.
He's like
movie.
a Mack truck.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But that's the first O-lineman off the board. And they did say, I did hear about some of the mocks. When these O-linemen start getting picked, it's going to come in bunches. There is quite a few great O-linemen. And here come the Giants. I'm telling you right now, if I'm the Giants right here, I'm taking Caleb Downs, bro. Book it. Oh, my God. Goodell, he's already announcing again. What is this?
It's the fastest draft in history.
It might be a trade. It might be a trade. If it's coming up this fast, it might be a trade. Let's see.
Nope. Another O.
Going to start going consecutively. Here goes another one. O tackle Francis Magayo. I don't know. Out of Miami, though. Another tackle. It's going to be important. They need it to protect Jackson Dart, so makes sense. Protect your young quarterbacks. The Bears learned that lesson with Caleb Williams his rookie year. They fixed that issue last year with Ben Johnson. But I'm telling you, these old linemen are starting to fall. I'm telling you, dude, these freaking Cowboys about to get freaking Caleb Downs, man. I'm not going to lie. I would have loved if the Giants went who'd they go with? Sonny Styles, and then they would have taken Caleb Downs right here. Oh, my God. I mean, talk about just getting that defense loaded. Here, another trade up. Another trade up is just in. The Cowboys jump up. I forget. I don't know who's next, but they did just jump the team in front of them one pick. Are they going to get Caleb Downs here? Something tells me they might be getting a tackle maybe as well if they're jumping. We'll see what happens here, but should be interesting nonetheless. Our second trade up of the draft, they jumped the Dolphins. That's who they jumped. They jumped one pick So it might not be too much. It's probably a swap of a pick and maybe a later round pick that the Dolphins are going to get back later on. Um, Love seeing these Polynesian guys. They got all their luau's on. And just, I remember Tua when he got drafted, he had all those, that just Hawaii culture. But here come the Cowboys making their move now. So, second trade up in the 2026 NFL draft. A lot of people thought it was going to be a bunch of smoke about teams trading up, but we're not even a third of the way through the first round, and we got 2 trade ups already. So it's pretty cool to see. We'll see what happens here with the Cowboys. But, dude, you want to talk about being efficient. Who was that team that just picked again? The Giants. I mean, the Saints picked their guy, and next thing you know, or not the Saints, the Browns took a lineman. Next thing you know, 10 seconds later, the next pick already getting announced. So, like you said, Dad, great speed already early on in this draft. I like it. We're almost
Very
halfway
nice.
there to the Bears getting their pick. We're almost about the halfway point. And so far, no safeties, Dad. This is looking good. We want the Eneman.
Let's see what happens.
But the Cowboys are on the clock. They are definitely going. They're probably taking Caleb Downs right here. You want to talk about the Cowboys last year? Great offense, terrible defense. That's if this team made it to the playoffs last year with any sort of defense, they could have hung with any team. Their offense, I think, was number 1 overall. I mean, they were hanging 30 points a week, but their defense was giving up 40 points a week. So the Cowboys definitely need to bulk up their defense here. We'll see what happens. Once again, guys, if you're over the TikTok, we appreciate you guys. Tap the screen. We're also over live on YouTube over here at the Bear Talk Show on YouTube. Make sure to come over here. If you like what you see, come subscribe, like, comment, share this with your friends. We're going to be here all night covering this first round of the NFL draft. Thankful to have you guys in here. We appreciate you guys.
I'm just wondering what made the Cowboys trade up one spot and what they're going after.
You know how these GMs work. They call around, they get the lingo of what other teams might be doing, and it could scare them. You saw it a couple years ago with Rome Odunze. When the Bears had Rome Odunze, Ryan Poles wanted to jump one spot because he was nervous the Falcons were going to take him. Ultimately, Ian Cunningham, who is now the Falcons GM, he advised Poles, just relax, let the board fall to you. And luckily he was right, because literally what ended up happening is the Falcons made one of the worst moves ever after they just paid Kirk Cousins a bunch of money. And that's the year they took Michael Penix. So no reason to, jump early and trade up. But knowing this, they might maybe have an insight. Miami's taking the guy they're going to pick right here. So just to be safe and ensure their guy, you got to remember, too, the Cowboys have 2 first-round picks. They acquired the other one from the Packers, which is why the Packers don't have a first-round pick from that Micah Parsons trade. So they got a little bit of room to mess with. But, Jerry Jones, he's getting close to his deathbed. He wants another Super Bowl, and you've seen it. He's tried making a bunch of moves. He wants to see another one go through the hoop. You got to respect it, but
I just hope it's not as crazy as the Bears when they traded up from pick 3 to pick 2 to take Trubisky, and everyone's like, why'd you do that? He would have still been there. He would have probably been there at 30.
Good old Pep's making an appearance on little TikTok live. But let's go, Cowboys. You traded up. You should know who you want, surely. Let's get this pick in here.
Let's go.
But they're definitely going to go with a defensive guy, and that's why I think it's got to be Caleb Downs, bro.
You don't think they're going to Ruben Bain it?
I don't think so. I mean, they could. Oh, my God, dude. Okay, here's the official trade. Cowboys giving up pick 11 are giving up pick 12. They're swapping with the Dolphins, and they're also giving up pick 177 and pick 180. So once again, giving up 3 picks just to jump 1 spot. That's pretty much what the Chiefs gave up to jump 6 spots. So, or not 6, 4 spots. So, honestly, the Cowboys might be overpaying here a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the trade, but apparently they got something they want. It'll be interesting what the name gets called, but I think best pick would be Caleb Downs, but Something tells me they're looking at a Ruben Bain.
DIY Web, thank you so much for the 10 roses. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. But we'll see what the Cowboys do here. But yeah, like I just said, I think they might have just freaked out and hit a little panic button because giving up the same thing to jump up one spot, I would, if I were the Cowboys, I'd give up your pick and give up one of those picks, not both of them.
Yeah,
They
not
gave
for
up,
one spot.
and that's another thing. Those are picks back to back, 177 and 180. I mean, you're talking two players in a span of three picks, and they just gave up both of them. So, not a very smart move on their end, in my opinion, but we'll see what happens. They get Caleb Downs here, though. I could say it's worth it, dude. This guy's going to be a beast, and the Cowboys need a difference maker on their defense after losing Micah Parsons, but we'll see what happens. Just came out today, too. The Cowboys franchise tag George Pickens today, so they got him locked up and taken care of. George Pickens, I'm sure, is happy because if you don't know the franchise tag, they have to pay the average of the top 5 salaries of that position. So George Pickens is going to get his money, which he deserves it. I think he is a great receiver. He's got a little bit of a head case at times. But it looks like they might be selecting Caleb Downs because they're starting to show his highlights before it's even in. So,
and
there it is.
with
Caleb Downs.
Yep.
Honestly, if Dolphins were going to take him and that's why they traded up, I totally get it, dude. Caleb Downs he's a beast, dude. I'm telling you, this guy's unreal. He can also return punts. He's very fast. If you don't know, too, he used to play early on with Nick Saban. I think his last year at Alabama before Nick Saban retired, and then he made the transfer up to Ohio State these past 2 years. But this guy's a beast, dude. Just look at this. This guy hits hard, plays physical, and for a safety, it's rare to see. So he deserves it. Cowboys get their guy. Very smart. They're going to have another pick here coming up soon that they acquired from the Green Bay Packers. So we'll see what happens, but man, did he deserve it. This guy is a stud.
Does he get bragging rights now?
Why?
Well, his brother Josh Downs was drafted in the 3rd round.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd definitely give my brother a hard time too.
I would too. I'd be like, hey, they traded up to come get me. I mean, that's bragging rights from a younger brother who gets to say I went in the 1st round and just outside of the top 10. So kudos to him. I mean, great player. And you got two brothers playing in the NFL. That I think about like the Barber brothers when they both played, one for the Bucks, one for the Giants. But that's exciting to have your brother in the league. He'll be able to mentor him a little bit, tell him about the ins and outs and what he's learned since he's been drafted. But definitely he's got bragging rights on his brother to be drafted at that spot. But kudos to them and the Downs family. That's amazing to raise, or have 2 sons that have went into the NFL. That's amazing.
Yeah, just so you know, too, Caleb Downs, 2-time unanimous All-American. So guy's a legit dude. He's a ball player. He's going to be very good, and it sucks. He's in the NFC. So not that we're going to have to play the Cowboys every year, but you get to the playoffs. He's going to be a really good player, dude. An absolute stud. And that is the first safety off the board. So the next safety to probably fall is going to be Thieneman. And we're not even halfway yet to the Bears pick. So hopefully, safety, usually they don't go to the later 1st round. Caleb Downs was kind of a one of one. So hopefully he can make his way to the Bears. But if not, Dad, we're rooting for those Clemson guys for sure. We'll see what happens. But I mean, dude, this guy I like this guy a lot. He just hits hard. He can do a lot on the field. I mean, look at this. Bam. Just head down. I don't care. I'm smoking you. Look at this. I mean,
and
boom.
Another little tidbit about the Downs family. Talk about just talent. So their uncle's Dre Bly. He was a standout safety. Dre Bly. He's the uncle of Josh Downs and Caleb Downs. But he was a cornerback as well and a Super Bowl champion in Super Bowl 34. So just a family of talent. You think about that bloodline and what they've been able to do throughout the years as far as going into the NFL. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Avery. The Packers, Come on, man. The Bears still suck. It's all right. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to try to get your revenge, buddy. Come on. But Dolphins are on the clock. Speaking of the Packers for you, Avery, Malik Willis, your real starting quarterback. See who he gets to help him out in Miami here. But we'll see. They obviously brought in Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator for the Packers last year, as their head coach. Tua got traded away. Jalen Waddle went over to the Broncos. They lost Minka Fitzpatrick, Bradley Chubb. I mean, the Dolphins cut a lot of ties. You usually see it when new head coaches come into these teams. You saw it when Ryan Poles got here. You kind of got to, when you're one of these bad teams, you got to kind of strip down the roster and rebuild. And it looks like the Dolphins are doing that. So we'll see who they go with here. We're starting to get in a little bit of that Ruben Bain range. So we'll see what happens. I think he should come off the board here in the next couple of picks, but we'll see what happens coming up. But once again, thank you guys for joining in. You're over on the TikTok. We're over on YouTube as well at the Bear Talk Show. Make sure to show some love over there as well. You can come in, subscribe, like, comment, share this with all your fans out there. The Dolphins are on the clock, and they select it looks like an old lineman because I see AQ Shipley getting back out here on the Pat McAfee show.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
One more tidbit of information.
Oh, wait, hold on. This guy, they just took Caden Proctor. This is the left
big
tackle
jump
from Alabama that people thought he was going to maybe even make it into the second round. I mean, I will say this guy has a lot of upside. He is 370 pounds and moves fast. Like, if you can get his technique down, dude, this guy is going to be really good. Could be a franchise left tackle, but number 12, I mean, wow, dude.
That is a big jump up in where they projected him at. But real quick, before we get into Caden and Alabama, Dre Bly, the uncle, right? You got Caleb and Josh Downs. Their father also played in the NFL in the 90s as a running back, Gary Downs. He played for the New York Giants. He played for the Denver Broncos and the Atlanta Falcons. So just a family of football talent in the Downs family. So that's pretty interesting tidbits. I always like those little bit of knowledge nuggets that I get to gather and understand a little bit more. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, but dude, this Caden Proctor, and look at another guy like Jordan Tyson. You can see the emotion on his face right now. Just absolutely thrilled. And I mean, this is another shocking one. I mean, not shocking. We knew he was going to go in the first round, but a lot of people had him in the 20s area. Number 12 is pretty decent. Hold on a second. Did the Rams just trade up? I thought they didn't even have a first round pick. Let's check real quick. The Rams might have just traded up. I don't remember them having a first round pick because they traded it away for
yeah, they had number 13.
They've always had it
via Atlanta Falcons. Let's see, did they trade for that pick?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not seeing anything about it. So I don't think they did trade up. So we'll see what happens here with the Rams. Obviously, they added Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs, a very elite cornerback. They also added Jalen Watson, another cornerback from the Chiefs. They took two of their quarterbacks. They re-signed their safety Cam Curl. Honestly, the Rams are definitely one of my favorites. Not like my favorite team, but they're one of the favorites I'd have for the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, talk about pain. This is how this happened. So the Falcons, during the 2025 NFL Draft, the Falcons traded their 2026 first-round pick, a 2025 second-round pick, and a 2025 seventh-round pick to the Rams in exchange for the 2025 first-round pick that they used on defensive end James Pierce Jr.
Yeah, and that guy just got checked into an intervention center.
Yeah, that's.
But I will say
I hope nothing but the best. I hope he can work all that out, but
Yeah.
get some
I mean,
intervention
James
going on
Pierce
there.
too. I mean, not necessarily you, but I am a Tennessee fan. He was a Tennessee Vol over here, very electric. Started to find his footing late in the season last year. I think he even finished with like 10 sacks last season as a rookie, but going through some trouble right now. Kind of like another player that's at the Rams right now, Puka. He just got out of rehab. You know, these people are still human at the end of the day. They got some issues going on. And, at the end of the day, you can just hope that they're doing the right stuff to, get their body or their well being in the right mind. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens here with the Rams. This is a big pick for them. Curious to see. I feel like they're definitely going to go defense too, maybe because that was their problem last year. Their defense just wasn't the brightest, and Dan Orlovsky now finally making an appearance on the Pat McAfee show. He is the Ty Simpson ride or die guy that's been getting a lot of hate. So I'm sure he's praying that um, Ty
Mm.
Simpson gets drafted in the first round for his sake because he was telling everyone he started the whole thing of the Ty Simpson's better than Fernando Mendoza thing. But we'll see what happens. I think Ty Simpson, based on some trade ups we've already seen, I have a feeling Ty Simpson's going to go in the first round too, one of these later picks in that first round. The Cardinals and the Jets, one of them will get antsy and trade up to jump in front, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and their needs right now is a wide receiver 3. Obviously, they got Puka and they got Devontae. Need an offensive tackle. They had Havenstein retired in February after 11 seasons, and they need another cornerback despite getting Trent McDuffie and signing Jalen Watson. So we'll see what they
Maybe,
do here.
yeah, no safety. That's all we don't. We don't want to see a safety go. No safety, no safety, no safety. And what are we at now? Pick 13?
Pick 13.
Yep. So about halfway, pretty much halfway point until the Bears pick. They're at pick 25. It's getting closer. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna pull up my and see what kind of players are still left.
Ruben Bain right now is slated as the best available player in the draft right now to draft.
I was about to say, I think Ruben Bain's going to go here pretty soon.
Then you got McKay Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. You got a tight end, so that's not going to fit there. They do have Monroe Freeling out of Georgia, so they do need an offensive line guy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That'll be interesting if you believe in the best player available. So we'll see, and that some of those do fit their needs.
This guy said McDonald or TJ Parker. Nick, I'm a TJ Parker guy, man. I think I posted, if you want to check out our page on our TikTok, I posted a video earlier before the draft. We're praying for Dylan Thieneman over here, but I don't know if he's going to be available. And if he's not, I'm riding with TJ Parker and my dad. He's got the other Clemson guy, his buddy, Peter Woods. I'm honestly okay with both of them, but McDonald, I'm not the biggest fan of. He's a great run stopper, but he's really slow. And the Bears are trying to scheme towards more of a faster defense with Dennis Allen's scheme fit. And McDonald, although he's a great run stopper, he doesn't have any pass rush upside. And I just don't think that's what. I'm not the biggest fan of McDonald. I think he's going to be a good player. Not for the Bears, but I'm definitely TJ Parker over McDonald. I don't know about you, Dad, but I'm just not the biggest fan of Caden McDonald.
Yeah, you know where my heart lies right now, and it's going to be broken, I'm sure, tonight because it normally is on draft night. But until we get there and it's not available, I believe Peter Woods is our guy.
Yeah, Nick, I 100% agree. Either way, dude, we do need to slow down the offenses. So
Yep.
whatever's going to help us in that aspect, I'm all for. That's why, oh my God. Dan Orlovsky, no wonder he made an appearance on the Pat McAfee show. Watch this.
They did not do it.
Yes, they did.
Are they preparing for the retirement?
Oh my God. Dan Orlovsky.
They're preparing for the retirement.
Oh my! I mean, I'm telling you, dude, that is a shocker.
Wow.
To the Rams at number 13 as a backup. They're planning for the future. Stafford's
Yeah,
the
the
end.
smart play.
Totally reasonable. But real quick before we hop back into Ty Simpson, yeah, Nick, I agree. Me and my dad are both under the assumption how we were last year, mostly offensive picks. This year's got to be defense.
Defense.
Offense, we got Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, who I think is going to be wide receiver 1 going to this next season. You got Cole Kmet, you got Roma Dunze, you got Swift and Manungai. I mean, the offense has plenty of weapons. The defense, we can't rely on interceptions like we did last season. It's kind of hard to replicate that. Still got Al Harris, so that gives me hope, but we'll see, man. But who you wanted to pick at pick 25? Who's your guy that you're looking at right now? But speaking of, Dad, let's talk about this. I told you, dude, I was high on Ty Simpson too. I think he is going to be a better quarterback than Mendoza. And dude, people were saying Ty Simpson might not even make it or might not even get drafted in the first round, let alone 13th. I mean, that's nothing to hang your hat about either, dude. Especially for a guy, interesting thing about him, only played 15 games in college this past season at Alabama. That was it. But he did a lot for them. He was, Dan Orlovsky, though, has got to be taking a bow for sure, dude. He was receiving so much hate for it. And to get picked number 13, look at this guy, dude. I think he's going to be really good. I just think at the college level, he did a lot more NFL ready stuff of reading defenses, going through his reads, not just throwing it to his first read, really having to break down what's in front of him and in the SEC, let alone. So I'm a fan of Ty Simpson. And the Rams get their quarterback maybe after Stafford. This might be Stafford's last year. I know it was a question coming into this year. But, with how good their team was, and coming up just a little bit short last year, Stafford's going to try one more shot at it, which I don't blame him. You got Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. And if I'm Ty Simpson, I mean, you're about to sit back and learn behind a very good Hall of Fame quarterback, future Hall of Famer. So we will see what happens, but honestly interesting. But that brings the Ravens on the clock now. But what are your thoughts, Dad? Ty Simpson.
I think he outran his coverage on punt return because he was projected to be a 20 through 30th pick. So to go 13 to the Rams, that's a pretty big deal. You know my feelings on Alabama QBs. They're great in the system. They get out of college, they go to the pros, and they just don't have that type of performance or production. So it'll be interesting. I mean, if Matt Stafford does play this year and he gets the luxury to learn behind, like you said, a future Hall of Famer, Matt Stafford, that'll be great for him, I think, and would really bring him along. I do think we do have to remember last year, Stafford was not doing so well when it came to the preseason. Obviously, he was dealing with some nagging injuries, specifically with the back. So maybe there's something going on we don't know. I mean, Stafford had an awesome season last year. Obviously, we know that as well as he ended our run in the playoffs in Chicago when we planned to play against him. Although everyone kind of took a deep breath because we thought we had him with Caleb Williams and his heroic play to tie the game up, and then obviously we had some opportunity there at the end with who ran what route and where the ball went, and did some individual take off the play. But I don't know. It's Ty Simpson. It's a Bama player. I wish nothing but success for any of these players drafted, and hope they live up to their fullest potential. But unfortunately, history's told me that a lot of the Bama quarterbacks just do not translate well into the NFL. Now, granted, it's a different era. It's not the Saban era anymore with Bama, and so we'll see. Maybe it's a different story, and he breaks that curse, learns from Stafford, and goes on to become one of the greats for the Rams. So we'll see how that works out. But nonetheless, I hope nothing but great things for him. And obviously, to be picked 13 in the NFL draft, that's an amazing feat, and excited for him, and
Yeah.
just hope we don't have to play him.
We got a comment from Nick as well. Future Dynasty League guy for sure, has weapons, but I'm a Big Ten guy. Didn't watch much Bama. Yeah. I hear you. I'm a Tennessee fan when it comes to college, so I watch a lot of SEC ball. I just really like Ty Simpson, dude. He's got to be ecstatic to go to a team with the Rams, and then on top of it, you got Sean McVay, a mastermind NFL coach, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So I just I just think Ty Simpson did a little bit more. He had to score a lot more points to win games. Fernando Mendoza, nothing to knock him. It's not a knock against him, but Indiana just had a great defense and, didn't have to score too many points to win games. I still think Fernando Mendoza is going to be good, but I do like Ty Simpson a little bit better. But we'll see what happens. Once again, though, over on the TikTok, if you guys are new here, make sure to keep tapping the screen. We appreciate it. Drop us a follow as well. We cover the Bears in and off season,
Oh, wow.
game post game shows, as well as breaking news shows, off season shows, stuff like that. We are live on YouTube as well. If you want to come over here and drop us a follow or subscribe. Thank you, Cole, as well in the chat for the rose. We appreciate it. But we are on YouTube, same handle as it is on TikTok, the Bear Talk Show. We're live over here as well. If you want to show some love over here as well, we appreciate it. But everyone else showing the support over here on TikTok, we definitely appreciate it. This is only season 2 for us in this podcasting, social media world. Just a father and son over here spending quality time talking about the team we love. So thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. It's honestly been awesome. We had fun year 1. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. The Ravens, while we were just talking, they just took Penn State's offensive tackle. Dad, do you remember what is his name again?
I unfortunately would not be able to even to pronounce it.
But he was one of the top linemen.
Yes.
The Ravens just took him. Now the Bucks are on the clock. So
Hey, real quick before we talk about the Bucks being on the clock, another knowledge nugget here. The Rams do play the Raiders away. So should by chance, whenever that game is decided, that the NFL schedule will come out after the draft typically. You could have a Mendoza Simpson matchup. That would make some great TV, right? As you compare the number 1 to the number 13, if that should go down that way. Time will tell. We'll see how that all works out. But if it's later in the season, that could be a potential matchup.
yeah, no, it definitely could. I mean, that's what's fun about the rookie quarterbacks. I mean, we see it with Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. This year we'll get
Bo
to play
Nix, Drake
Drake May
May.
for the first time. Look at Pepper in the back, right? But we got you see all those fun rookie matchups. There's not going to be too many this year because it's not going to be too many quarterbacks actually get to play right away. But next year's draft class, I mean, when that comes, I mean, you got Arch Manning, you got a bunch of people. You got the guy out of Oregon. Don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now, but he's a very good quarterback as well. Next year will be another class like that where all these people are going to get to play each other. And it creates those rivalries, just like back in the day, the Peyton Mannings and Tom Brady's, the Eli Manning versus Tom Brady, Drew Brees and all this stuff. It creates all these rivalries early on. But we will see what happens here. Like I just said, the Rams are on the clock. Key loss is obviously the biggest one. Mike Evans traded to the 49ers in the offseason. Jamal Dean as well, one of their cornerbacks. And then another huge loss on their defense, Levante David, a Hall of Fame linebacker, played his whole career with the Buccaneers, finally retired this offseason. He is no longer there. But this is where I expect Ruben Bain to go. I'm not going to lie. I have a feeling the Bucks are going to take Ruben Bain. To my buddy Bill out there, don't know if you're watching on any of these platforms. He's a huge diehard Bucks fan. I know he was praying for Ruben Bain to at least make it here. Good news, Bill. Ruben Bain's at least making it here. So let's see what happens with the Bucks here at what is this, number 14 now?
14.
Pick 14. We're getting closer, Dad.
No, we're
away.
15. We're 15 because you had the Rams at 13. You had
so 10 picks away.
Yeah,
10 picks away from the Bears pick. We'll see what happens. Pat McAfee show and Dan Orlovsky having a little bit of fun right now, just shotgunning a beer. Gotta love the Pat McAfee show. They always are good vibes, good energy. They're just out there, having a good time. They obviously got, AJ Hawk, former Packer, on the couch, Boston Connor. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the very good cornerback that played in the NFL. Drawing a blank, but he's on their show as well. Dan Orlovsky at the desk. Very cool, but we'll see what happens here with the Buccaneers. They had to hire another OC again. I got a feel for Baker Mayfield. He's always having to go through these new offenses year in, year out. But that's also kind of the reason why I think most head coaches nowadays should be OCs, because that way the offense is the same offense when your head coach is there, and it doesn't change when an OC leaves. But that's a story for another day. I feel like, Dad, these people are starting to milk it a little bit. Need to pick that speed up a little bit more again.
Going a little faster. I mean, you've had how long to wait to pick your thing? I granted the board's shaken up just a little bit with some of the trades that's happened, but
I forgot too. Key additions though that the Bucks did make. I forgot. Alex Anzalone, the Detroit Lions linebacker. We're very familiar with him. He's got that long blonde hair. But he got picked there. He got picked up. And oh my God.
Let's wait till the Goodell makes the announcement here. Cheater. You're like a little kid for Christmas and you can't wait.
I have TikTok up over here and it keeps popping up. Ruben Bain over to the Buccaneers. My buddy Bill is going to be ecstatic. And this guy, forget what the agents are saying, or like the GMs are saying about this guy's arm size, dude. Just look at this guy play, dude. He is an absolute freak of nature. Him and Mesidor out of Miami, his other teammate, they would tear offensive lines apart and make quarterbacks' lives miserable.
Yep.
He was a big reason they even made it to the championship game. Guy's an absolute unit. I'm not going to lie, Dad. I should have done a little mock draft because I've been calling a lot of these before they even got picked.
Yeah, this pick's pretty exciting, especially for the Bucks. I mean, you mentioned Mayfield, right? I mean, he's a great talent. We know the Ohio State receiver that they have had a great year as well. Granted, they lost Mike Evans, but that defense for them has always been kind of a problem here of late. So with the edge rusher like Ruben, it's a great addition. I'm pretty excited for them. That'll be fun to watch. And he's mean when he plays. I mean, I remember watching the national championship game and the amount of hits on Mendoza, the beat up, the bloody on the arms. He can play. He's lights out. So he'll be fun to watch. He'll be a fun one to watch in the NFL as he transitions there. And hope he achieves the success he deserves.
Yeah, no, he 100% deserves it. This guy's a beast, dude. Like I said, his biggest knock coming into this was his arm size.
Yeah, what was it? He's got 30-inch length or whatever,
yeah,
and the shortest.
This is
like
where
31.
you just turn off the metrics and you go watch tape and you go watch this guy destroy people.
The intangibles.
And he played very tough teams. Miami's defense was electric because of this guy. I mean, they got, like I said, Mesidor, and they also got a corner that's going to go pretty high in this draft. Keontae Scott, just absolute. Look at this guy, dude. He's getting blocked and wrapping up a running back in the backfield. I mean, my buddy's got to be ecstatic. And if you're a Bucs fan, he's one of the guys that I think is going to be a difference maker in this draft. So super cool to see him go. I'm going to take a look at the big board. It's starting to get in the Dylan Thieneman range. Like you mentioned earlier, though, Monroe Freeling. We still have yet to see Makai Lemon out of USC, I believe, that wide receiver.
Yeah.
He has not got picked yet. He's on a lot of people's big boards. He's ranked just outside the top 10, so he should be coming soon. Kenyon Sadiq, BYU, or was this? No, Oregon's tight end. My apologies. He's another tight end that is going to be a beast. Kind of a little bit comp to Tyler Warren. just a bigger tight end, but has great hands and he's very athletic. Just looking here too, Jermod McCoy, he's Tennessee's cornerback. I'm even surprised. I mean, this guy's a good cornerback, but he didn't play all last season because of an ACL. Didn't even play one game, but he's still ranked pretty high. Akeem Mesidor, who I was just mentioned for Miami's coming up. Omar Cooper, wide receiver from Indiana. So we got a bunch of people coming up. We're starting to fall.
We're 9 picks away.
We're starting to fall in that range, and that's why I'm saying think it's going to end up being one of those Clemson guys that we're going to end up rooting for because I can see. I don't think Deaneman's going to go quite yet, but it's gonna come soon. I believe the two teams we need to watch out for is the Vikings, like I said. And let's see real quick. So the Vikings are definitely a team to watch out for. And we don't got to worry about the Cowboys anymore. They just took Caleb Downs because the Cowboys have pick number 20 as well. Another one I would be worried about a little bit of taking him is the Panthers as well. They pick at number 19. So those two picks, if we can get past those without the Deaneman being taken, I think we could maybe be in some decent shape. But speaking of perfect timing, here come the Jets. Just who I was just talking about, tight end. Kenyon Sadiq over to the Jets. Very good. Like this guy, look at him. He can split out in the slot. Very quick, elusive, just a very big tight end, and he runs fast. Like I said, he splits out. He doesn't need to play on the inside. Look at this guy, dude. And just got great hands, great concentration. Wow. I compare him a little bit in between the Colston Loveland, Tyler Warren as far as athleticism. He's a little bit more athletic than Tyler Warren. I think Colston Loveland's a little bit more athletic than him, but this is a very good tight end.
We're 8 picks away.
He was one of Oregon's top receiving options in the offense this past year. The guy's absolutely jacked. So we'll see what happens with him in the NFL, but very good player. The Jets should be happy with that one.
All right, so I think we got to start talking. We're 8 picks away from the Bears potentially picking at 25. You look at the best available on the board. You get down to that range. Depending on what happens, something crazy could happen. Someone could, get drafted higher than expected, best player available. But that puts us in the Emmanuel Warren range, McNeil Warren out of Toledo. Or we don't need Denzel Boston, the wide receiver. You got Avion Terrell out of Clemson.
The other lineman that apparently people have ranked for one of the best linemen that's still available is Monroe Freeling out of Georgia.
Yeah.
He hasn't got picked yet, and Brian Poles was at his pro day in Georgia. So we'll see what happens. I will not be the biggest fan of taking an offensive tackle.
He's number 2 right now and best player available, and we're still 8 picks away. So I think he's
and
gone
we do need to pay attention here because here come the Lions. I think they might have actually – no, they did not trade up. So we're on pick 17. The Lions are up, and next is the Vikings. So these next 2 picks – this next one is just cool to see because the Lions are in a division, so we'll get to see what kind of player we're going to be going against for the future to come. But the Minnesota Vikings are absolutely the team we need to be watching when they pick if we want Dylan Deaneman. So it's going to get pretty interesting here pretty fast. We did just hit the halfway point of the first round. We are 1 hour, 53 minutes in. So
good time.
We got probably a decent little 4-hour live session here. Once again, thank you to everyone tuning in over on TikTok and on YouTube as well. Same handle on both platforms, The Bear Talk Show. Make sure if you're liking what you see to show us some love, share this with your Bears fans out there. Or for tonight's purposes, even if you are just an NFL fan, be sure to share it with them as well. We're going to be here all night going through this first round. We did just hit the halfway point, so we'll see what happens. But so far, been a good draft. Looking at this board right now, let me Pat McAfee to just pull it away. But just off the top of my head, the surprises. Ty Simpson definitely. No one thought he was going to go that high, maybe outside of Dan Orlovsky. Um, the other shot one, I think to me, was Kansas City putting up 3 picks for a cornerback, which
Yeah, that was
makes
wild.
sense. They needed one, but it seemed a little skittish for them to jump so high, so early. They still had a top 10 pick, which honestly, seeing the Chiefs pick inside the top 10 seems crazy. But those two off the top of my head, and then Caden Proctor's probably the other one. He was projected later first round, and he went, what was that, number 12, I think?
12, yeah, 12.
Yeah,
That
so
was a big jump.
there's been quite a few scenarios where you're getting the unexpected draft night stuff that you usually get in the first round. We'll also try to keep an eye on. I wouldn't be a fan of the Bears trading up, but we'll see. They might if they have a lot of faith in Thieneman, you can maybe see them jump up. But we talked about it in our previous episode. We are not a fan of the Bears trading up. Keep our draft picks at the absolute worst, trade back and get more picks. So we're in the team of trade back, not trade up.
Yeah, and you think about it too. We talked about this yesterday. The success the Bears have had with round 2 or day 2 picks. There's been some great Hall of Famers for the Bears that's come out of that round 2. So I'm okay with the trade back, get some more draft capital, especially if we can pick up some more second round picks and get more within the top 100. That would be great. Although you look kind of at even the Kansas City Chief, they traded up 3 spots. They got the 6, gave up the 9, but they only gave up what a third round and a fifth round to get that. So I don't even if we trade out of that 25th pick, I don't know if I want to trade for fourth and fifth round picks. Great prospects to have, I guess, as you're filling out your roster. But I don't know. 2025 seems where it's at, and we talked earlier in the show about some of the top draft picks we've had in the first round, specifically in those later rounds when we had the good years. And there's been some good players out of that. Way more better players out of the later round of the first round than we have success with the early first rounders. So we'll see how it works out. But thing that scares me a little bit, I think your guy's going to be gone in Thieneman, but Peter Woods might be a stretch. Like, do you take him at 25, even though he's slated to be that 32nd?
No, you
Uh,
definitely take him because you got to think about it, Dad. No D tackles. Hold
yeah,
on. The Lions are about to pick right now, but he's like the second ranked D tackle. And once they go, they're going to go.
right.
Got
And
another fan on the stage. Looks like he's going to get to announce the pick for the Lions. Super cool. We'll see what happens here with the Lions. Honestly, I think the Lions might go with a lineman here, offensive lineman. Dave kind of were struggling a lot last year, had some people retire in the offseason as well. So we'll see what happens here. But here we go. Yep. Wow. That guy, let's see where that guy was on the big board. Like I said, I
Blake
knew they were
Miller?
probably going to go with a lineman, but Blake Miller,
Wow.
offensive tackle. Um, Let's see. Blake Miller. He slotted at number 25 where the Bears were picking on a big board
I
by
like
an
it.
analyst on PFF. So from Clemson, um, really cool to see. Doesn't surprise me, honestly. Once I started thinking about what the Lions really need, their offensive line, they weren't able to run the ball the same as they were when Ben Johnson was there. They needed some lineman help. So now you got Blake Miller, Panay Sewell on the other side, who is a all-pro um, right tackle. This guy's probably going to fill in on the left side. It'll be interesting to see if it's able to help the run scheme going forward. But this is a big pick coming up in our other division rival with the Vikings. Dad, let's just not hear Dylan Thieneman, and I think there's a good chance he can fall to us. The Panthers and the Bears are two teams we need to watch. The Panthers and the Vikings, I mean, are the two teams where maybe we're going to pick back to back right here. But we will see what happens. Um, God, I'm getting nervous
Wow,
now.
he was the 8th best available offensive tackle and overall fifth. That's a stretch on that pick.
It gets me
That's
nervous because there's a lot of people said about this Monroe Freeland guy, and he hasn't been picked. And I'm sorry, but if the Bears take another lineman, I'm gonna be disappointed, man. I really am.
well, the
We
question is,
need defense, man.
why did the Lions overlook him?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
We're fast again.
Oh my God, Dad. Let's go. Caleb Banks, defensive tackle out of Florida. So here you go. You're starting to see some defensive tackles go. This was a massive step in the Bears getting Thieneman. The Panthers pick next, Dad. And listen, if the Bears can get past this Panthers after this, let's listen. Let's take a look. Dallas Cowboys. They took Caleb Downs. That's after the Panthers. They are not going to take a safety. The Steelers are not going to take a safety as well. They signed Jaquan Brisker, and they also have who's that other safety they have? They have a young guy over there as well. The Chargers, I don't know their situation. The Eagles, don't see I don't see them. I can see the Eagles maybe going after that Makai Lemon guy because it seems like after June 1st, the new season starts that AJ Brown's going to be New England Patriots. So maybe the Eagles take a wide receiver. The Browns are also up, and then the
Oh
Bears. So
wow. Okay,
we
did you just
really
see that?
what?
So so Caleb Banks, third overall at his position as defensive tackle. He is on a medical right now. They got a CT scan that clears him to be able to play starting in June/July. So they over they stepped over two other highly ranked individuals at the D tackle position to go for this guy, even though he's on a medical. I get it; he's going to be cleared. The CT scan's good, which that's good. I hope he's healthy. But that's wild that the GM would make that decision to do that. So
Well, and if you just heard, I know we're doing our show. I got the Pat McAfee show on low volume, but Peter Schrager just said he didn't even have them in the top 32. So
no,
this is and if you think about it too, they're talking about the McAfee show right now. They literally just got on the clock and they put their pick in. This must have been their guy for a while that
yeah,
they were wanting because
had to
it
have
was
been.
instantly. That pick was they were on the clock and the pick was in.
Huh?
This is another big one right here, Dad. We get past the Panthers and there is a really good chance Thieneman falls. And if they do not run to the podium and take him, there's going to be a problem.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But I'm telling you,
Six
Dad,
picks
this
in
is
front of
really
us.
like kind of I think the last team that is really we need to watch out for. After this, the Cowboys pick next. They're not going to double safety. I mean, they might, maybe. I don't know. But wow, man, here come the Panthers on the clock. Dad, why don't you do a quick research? What are the Panthers' top needs?
Panthers needs. Let me pull it up. Ooh. Well, they need a safety, a wide receiver, and a tight end.
Yeah, dude, this might be where he
This
gets
this
taken.
this
That's
could
what I'm
be it.
saying. If we get past this, Dad, we could be in some good shape.
Yeah.
I
That's
told you. That's
the
where it gets scary, man, because oh, dude, we're so close, man. Everyone thought the Thieneman, he was the most player outside of the top 10. Like after that, where a player was like most people had the Thieneman mocked to the Vikings. Like he was a consensus player. So we'll see what happens here, dude. If he can
anything
somehow
can
fall
happen.
to us, it'd be amazing.
Best available right now is the wide receiver out of USC at Makai Lemon. So
That's who a guy like I'm saying. If I think
they
if
do need another wide receiver to help out Tet. and Jalen that they have
Which
there.
could make sense because their defense actually wasn't that bad last year. It really wasn't.
Yeah. And Drummond McCoy is also a cornerback that's out there. He's the best available 3 right there. So unless they really like Dylan and what he did and they want to, go up and get him, but we'll see as far as the
I mean, if
BPA.
Brian Poles can get Dylan Thieneman, he'll start his draft night off with an A+ of the 2026 draft. I mean, we'd be going to sleep really happy. We wouldn't be tossing and turning when it was Mitch Trubisky saying, "Who the heck is this guy?" Um, we'll see what happens here, man. But it's about to get really crazy. Hopefully, Thieneman doesn't get picked here by the Panthers, and the Bears could be looking at an absolute steal first round. Just think about it. Pairing him, Dad, with Kobe Bryant, the safety we just got from the Seahawks. I mean, the Bears would be set at safety for years to come.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. LRN, good to see you back in here. The Bears are about to pick, man. I'll tell you what, if uh-oh.
Did it happen?
Oh my God! Let's go! They took a tackle. The Bears won 2 that they were looking at. Oh my God, Dad. All right. And guess what? We got to be careful because the Eagles just traded out. I just got the notification. We need to see who's on the clock because they might come in to be taking the Animan, bro. Who just traded? They just received a bunch of picks. Eagles.
They traded with
The Eagles just traded, Dad. I got to figure out who they traded to. It just came across my phone. Let me see if I can take a peek real quick. Eagles trading. Oh, the Eagles are trading with Dallas. They're swapping. So they might be jumping ahead to take a receiver here. They're not taking Thieneman because they wouldn't do that with knowing they took Caleb Downs. So we should be good here, Dad. The next 2 picks, we should be good. And how many picks would that leave us left with?
They got your guy up there again, the offensive line guy. So I know they're still talking about Monroe.
Oh, but this is the guy, Dad. This is the guy the Bears wanted right here is Freeling. They were at his pro day. He took a top 30 visit with the Bears. So let's see. So we got after Dad, we literally have the Cleveland Browns. That is it. If the Eagles don't take him here, all we have to worry about is the Cleveland Browns. There we go. Oh. Hold on, Dad. Yep, I told you. Dad, I should be in Mekhi Lemon. There he goes to the Eagles. I mean, Dad, I am on the money.
You got it. Go buy a lottery ticket.
And guess what? Here comes all it is the Browns. The Cowboys are not taking another safety. Oh my God, Dad. The Cleveland Browns, search up their needs. I mean, they need everything.
We looked it up earlier, and remember I giggled.
Yeah, they still just name every position, honestly.
Browns
Okay,
draft
Dad.
needs 53 minutes ago.
Oh my God.
Wide
Dad,
receiver,
if they do not,
tackle.
if Thieneman is there and they do not pick him, the Bears are, I'm afraid, in some trouble.
Yep. Let's see what happens. Now, here's the real question. What do you do if we get there and Dylan's available and we don't take him?
That's what I'm saying. I will be
take some guy who's projected to be a 87th overall pick. Is this a Ryan Pace draft, or is that what happens, or is this a Ryan Poles draft?
I might have to tune into the CHD.
Nope.
They're probably going nuts. I'm not going to do it because Adam Hogue does spoil draft picks.
Don't do it.
Shout out to Adam Hogue. But he does like the spoiled draft picks at times. But we'll see what happens. Make sure you guys tap the screen. The Bears are currently 3 picks away, I believe. They got now the Cowboys, the Browns, and then the Bears are on the clock with their first pick. And Dylan Thieneman is still on the board. Wait. All of a sudden, the Steelers just jumped the Cowboys. Okay, what is going on? Okay, the Pat McAfee show is talking about Max Shore that the Steelers are probably about to take. So hopefully that's the case. Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we forgot about them. So it's the Steelers, then the Cowboys, then the Browns. So 4 picks we're off right now. It's getting close though, Dad.
It is getting close.
Oh, and I'm mistaken. I forgot the Chargers too. I'm mistaken. We're a
Yeah,
little bit away.
we're at 21 right now with the Steelers. You got Steelers, Chargers, Cowboys, Browns, then
I'm
the
getting a little
Bears.
too ahead of myself.
Yeah, you got 4 picks and then we pick. Let's see what happens. And I don't know if you saw the franchise tag you were talking about on George Pickens, $27.3 million for 1 year.
I told you, they have to pay the average of the top 5 at the
Yep.
position.
So he should be excited about that.
Yep.
All right, Steelers in their hometown, the Steel City.
Sounds like they're about to take a tackle, which is good. Keep taking these tackles off the board so the Bears don't even think about it. I'm sorry, but we cannot go with another tackle. We just can't.
Well, you do know we do need some help on that offensive line. So they need offensive tackle depth, a cornerback, and
And a
defensive
receiver.
line help.
And a receiver, too.
Yep.
Question is Aaron Rodgers coming back?
He'll let us know in August.
Yeah. But here we go. Sounds like Goodell's at the podium. Oh, they got a nice little.
Terrible towels are rolling.
Oh, they got the na 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 thunder. Thunder. Thunder.
Okay, well, we're waiting for them to fill this in here. We'll see what they do. I mean, obviously, they're going to enjoy the moment of hosting the
There we
NFL
go.
draft. He's coming back out. They got a special guest with them to do the announcement.
They're playing their song. Oh, mama, I believe I'm a. I mean, I will say they're setting the tone. And I mean, it is deep there.
Well, and that's what I was just going to say. You think about the NFL when it started, right, as an organization back when it started, and now you look at
This is
really what
crazy.
it's become and the almost year-round excitement that goes with the NFL, and now what the draft has become. They got it out of New York, they put it on the road, and this is exciting for NFL fans everywhere. And if I hope one day they put it in a warmer location for the draft, because the weather can be a little tricky in April in the Midwest, and to be up in Pittsburgh, it could have been a snowstorm. It could have been a downright downpour of rain, and you're outside, so that'd have been a little miserable. But the NFL, amazing job what they've done building the brand and what they're doing, and especially not only with the teams they got, the followings, and then now you look at the games that we have in other countries to continue to grow the brand and grow the sport. It's phenomenal. I mean, that is amazing amount of people there enjoying this night to watch, who their team takes and get excited about it. That's so crazy. It's remarkable.
Yep, here it comes.
The
They
bus,
got some local football players coming out.
they got the city coming out with them right now.
Little hometown cheese. Maybe they take a shot at the Ravens right here, like Clay Matthews did last year with the Bears. We'll see.
Mm,
All right, Goodell, we get it. Come on, buddy. Moments away from the Steelers pick. This is what, pick 21?
Holy cow.
What, you just saw who they picked?
No, there is 350,000 people in attendance at the draft tonight. The total for the 3 days will be 500 to 800,000 people descending on Pittsburgh to
Yeah, I've
partake
never
in
been to a
this.
draft, but I don't know if it'd be my cup of tea.
It would be a little crowded, maybe a little anxiety will creep in, but 350,000 people there at the draft tonight. That's amazing. That really tells you how the sport's
Okay, we're
grown.
good, Dad. We're good.
We got a pick.
Yep. It's exactly who the Pat McAfee started. Max Ahanajor, tackle. Another tackle gone. So here we go.
Okay.
We'll see what happens here coming up. But man, 3 picks now away. And I think now the Cowboys are actually picking, or the
Chargers.
Chargers, and then the Cowboys.
Yep. And then the Browns. In your BPA, you got
What about the Chargers? Read it to me, Dad. Who's their needs?
well, let's go through BPA first for the next 4 picks, or the top 4 available or best available. You got Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee, Messidor, who you've talked about at the edge position for Miami. Dylan is the 3rd best available.
If
And
he gets picked 1 pick before us, I'm gonna lose my mind.
and the 4th best available, and I hope this doesn't happen, is Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of him.
We're gonna see.
I'm not
We're gonna
saying
see
he
what
can't
happens.
work, but dude, he just doesn't have enough experience with the big boys.
Who are we looking for? What teams next? Chargers?
Chargers, what are their needs?
We haven't looked at them all night, so let's see what they are. Interior offensive lineman, specifically left guard, edge rusher, and defensive tackle, with secondary needs at cornerback and wide receiver, with only 5 picks.
Okay, so it sounds like no safety for them.
Yeah, so maybe a Messidor goes here.
McCoy, maybe. Ramon McCoy, that's the guy you said that's number 1 right now and
Yeah.
best available.
Yes, he's out of Tennessee.
Guard, even though the guard's one of their needs, guards don't really go this early unless you're like Joe Tooney,
Yeah,
that caliber.
it's gonna be interesting.
Yep, my phone is starting to blow up of some buddies. They know I was in favor of Dylan Thieneman, and they're telling me he might make it. So it's getting close, man.
Maybe your birthday day wish will come true.
I said earlier after the Cubs won, I said, good start to the birthday Cubs victory. Now we just need to draft Thieneman. I sent that text out in a group chat with some of my buddies, and dude, I didn't think he was going to make it. I mean, I said it at the top of the show. I've been saying it all week. I did not think he was going to make it, especially past the Vikings. That was probably the biggest shocker. I mean, they went with a guy that wasn't even projected a first-round pick, really, to be honest. So, but Brian Flores knows how to run a defense with the Vikings. So if he likes him, I'm sure he's going to fit just fine. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, man.
So let's say McCoy's available, Mesidor's available, and Thieneman's available. You still
It's
picking Dylan?
Thieneman, bro, no matter what.
Okay.
He's my Vontae Mack on the sticky note.
Okay.
I mean, we're Dylan Thieneman. I said it. If he's there, you run to the – I better see the Bears call instantly. The guy ran a 4.3. I think – let me double check. Dylan Thieneman and Dad. I mean, he's got my name.
Yeah, and he's ranked 20th
I mean, if he gets
overall.
picked, that will be my jersey I buy this year.
Yeah, he's 20th
Oh,
overall
he ran a
ranking.
4.33 40-yard dash. Yeah, brother. You run to the podium and don't look back.
Yeah, there's some hits though on his coverage in short areas.
Hakeem Mesidor, gone. Chargers took Mesidor. So here we go, Dad. Don't have to worry about the Cowboys. That's it. Now it is. I'm not overreacting anymore. Just the Browns are left, and he makes it. The next question is, do the Bears pull the trigger?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing a bunch of these tackles go, though, makes me happy because I think if one of those tackles made it,
We would have picked
the
him.
Bears might have pulled the trigger because it's Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, Ben Johnson, but you need to put the greed aside a little bit. You need a Dylan Thieneman on the other side of the football field.
Let me play devil's advocate for you.
No, we're
Let-
not doing any of that.
No, I need to. I need to do this for you because what if we didn't take a tackle? And because we don't have a good left tackle this next coming year, it ended up impacting Caleb Williams and he gets injured. Then you'd be like, I wish we would have got a tackle.
You get hurt on any play.
Okay. Cowboys, then Browns. Cowboys, then Browns. Who are the Cowboys going at?
The Pittsburgh Steelers fans are all leaving now, but apparently there's rumors that the Pittsburgh Steelers might be trading up with one of their second round picks, and all these fans are leaving. They have no clue what might happen. This is why you can't leave early.
Hey, I got bad news for you. The Cowboys they're rebuilding their defense. They need a linebacker, edge rusher, cornerback, and a safety.
Yeah, but they just took Caleb Downs, dude. They're not doubling up.
Hey,
They're going to take Jermod McCoy right here. Tennessee corner. They're not going to do.
do you got something
And
in?
we are now at 4 trade ups.
Oh,
5.
Who traded up?
No one did. I'm just saying right now we already have 5 trade ups. Or not 5, I'm sorry. 3. 3 trade ups so far in this draft. Very interesting. Oh my God. Now it's starting to feel like it's taken forever. Let's get a roll on this. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. I'm either about to be really mad or I'm about to be ecstatic.
You could be ecstatic.
And Dad, once the Browns pick, put your phone down. We don't need any spoilers.
I have all my notifications turned off. I am solely going through what you're telling me through the stream today, and also I got the show up here and seeing it in real time, but nothing, no spoiler alerts. Edge rusher, safety, and offensive tackles are Bears needs. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. I hope it's not heartbreak for you.
Yeah,
I hope it's not
happens.
like
I'm trying
you're
to
at the
listen to this
blackjack table and you
McAfee
got an
show
ace
a
down
little bit.
there, and then they flip up a 3.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he's there, it's like I'm showing a 20 at the table and the blackjack checks to see if they have the ace, and they do, and they just say, yep, sorry, gotcha.
No, don't forget they do insurance.
Nope. Oh, my. You just got to think. There's no way they let him. I mean, if it's me, I'm drafting Thieneman, bro.
Who are they talking about here?
Come on, Jerry Jones. Pick up the phone, buddy.
They're talking about a Bama wide receiver.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is oh, I know. They're just showing Ty Simpson highlights.
Oh,
But there is that Alabama receiver that's probably going to go in the second round. Jeremy Bernard, I think his name is. Speed Demon.
It's taking a while for this pick to come in. It's what pick are we at here? 23?
23. The Browns are the only pick where it gets scary.
Pick 23, and you're taking a long time to make a pick. What's the chat saying? Has the chat got any favorites? Do they think who the Cowboys are picking up?
No, we got a bunch of lurkers in here. We got people in here. A couple of my buddies. I see Gavin's in here. He's probably gonna hope we don't pick him just to watch me rage. I see them keep clicking in and clicking out.
Just waiting for your reaction.
but we'll see what happens. I mean, Dad, if it's one of the Clemson guys too, I'll still be happy. But
Well,
I did
I would
say
still
if
like you to
Tiananmen is there, you just kind of have to. Like, there's no way you can skip it. Yep, Gavin just answered in here. Yep, he's waiting to watch my breakdown in a couple of minutes.
the meltdown.
Just sitting in here, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's so close. Here we go. Roger Goodell to the podium. Dallas Cowboys, the 23rd pick, select Malachi Lawrence, UCF. Who is
Wow.
this guy? This might be another shocker. Let's see where he's at on the big board. Malachi Lawrence. Well, I got bad news. He's ranked 50 on a big board, edge rusher.
Wow.
So, I mean, here we go, Dad. Jermod McCoy is still there.
You have you have a safety and a cornerback available. And then you have Emmanuel McNeil Warren safety available too, best
They
available.
will not take him over Dylan Tiananmen. I promise.
Then you got Avion Terrell, cornerback out of Clemson. And then you got to run on a couple wide receivers, Denzel Boston, Omar Cooper Jr., and then
Omar
Kedrick
Cooper
Ball.
might be maybe someone that the Browns take here, maybe, possibly. He's an Indiana wide receiver. You got to think too. The Browns' defense wasn't their problem last year; it was their offense. I think this might be an Omar Cooper right here.
I would just be. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I just
Once
can't believe
again,
they took
appreciate
this
the
guy out of
likes.
UCF.
Appreciate the likes over here on TikTok. Definitely appreciate it. Keep tapping the screen. Just helps interaction. I can check the live stats real quick. I think we have had over 300 people in here total, which is awesome. Super
Yeah,
cool
it's
to
pretty
see.
cool.
Got some gifts as well. We'll see what that comes out to. Little McDonald's cheeseburger. But we appreciate it nonetheless. It's been super fun. Our first time going live on here. Trying to do it more often. I will say, Dad, they can't hear your audio on the TikTok. It's kind of just me because it wouldn't set up correctly, and we kind of had to go. But we'll have to figure out how to get you on there as well. We were kind of in crunch time before the show, but we will see what happens here. Getting pretty close, one pick away, and I would
think about it. It's like
here they are. And here they are. Hold on. The Pat McAfee show is bringing up Omar Cooper, and this is after they pick. I'm gonna mute because who they start talking about is kid gets picked. They got those earpieces in. Oh yeah, start talking about this guy. Here he goes. I think Omar Cooper's gonna go right here, like I said. They need receivers outside of Jerry Jeudy. That's about all they have. They had that tight end last year, Fannin Jr., who had a really good season, the rookie. Concepcion. Yep, they're talking a lot of receivers here. And let's see what happens here. After this is over, I'm muting the Pat McAfee.
Look at that. They got a sandwich from Primanti Brothers. Those are the best. I don't know if those sandwiches. You get the fries in it. You just have like the whole meal inside of your sandwich.
I mean, look at Dan Orlovsky. He don't even care. He's just digging right in.
Yeah, those are good
sandwiches. We're on a show. No, we're not.
Good sandwiches.
Okay, we're on the clock. I'm turning off my notifications because Bears Twitter just tweeted it's time.
It is time.
I am going on Do Not Disturb. And I am back on TikTok. Once again, if you're on TikTok, keep tapping that screen, share the live stream. We're over on YouTube as well. The Bear Talk Show is our handle over here as well. If you are a Bears fan, you like to stay up to date with the Bears, feel free to come over here, show some love, turn on the bell notifications. We do pregame, postgame shows, off-season stuff, and anything Bears with the stadium stuff coming up. I'm sure we'll be having an episode here about that sooner rather than later, especially with the House finally passing the bill. The Bears are probably going to make some adjustments to it and put in some stuff that might have got left out. But we should have some stadium news here soon. But the Bears are about to be on the clock. The Bears Twitter has already tweeted, so they must be currently on the clock. I am going to hit a 2 times on the YouTube stream because I know this from Call of Duty. Once you sit back a little bit, it gets behind. So I will let you know. The Browns pick should be getting announced here pretty soon. But like I said, I expect them to go with some sort of receiver here to help out Shedeur Sanders. Their defense, like I said, wasn't the problem. Had a very good linebacker that I think won Defensive Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. Though I forget what his name is, Schweringer or something like that. Very good linebacker. They do need some receiver help, though, and some more weapons. So we'll see what happens here. But the Bears are about to be on the clock. It's about to get fun.
Yeah. Hey, I got a little knowledge nugget again. It's stupid. Not even
Here,
football
wait, hold on.
related.
Time out. Here comes
Oh.
Goodell. This is big news. Wait a second. Here he comes. He is walking to the podium. Don't do it.
Diego
Inception, wide
Pavia.
receiver. Here we go, Dad. This is it. I said it all week. If he makes it, you have to run to the podium. This shouldn't even be a thought. They shouldn't have to put time in this. Ryan Poles should know exactly who he's calling at this time.
Wow.
I mean, it is incredible that he even made it this far. Like, it actually is insane. It makes me nervous, though, because is he one of these players that's slipping for a reason? Like, we don't know all the details that everyone else knows.
Yep.
So
we're not in there for the visits. We don't know the behind the scenes stories.
I will say I will be mad, but if they do get one of our Clemson guys, Dad, I will still be happy. I can't lie.
Yep.
But like you said, at the big boards, they're a little bit more down the board. So it's like, do you really need to take that big of a risk this early?
Yep.
But
I hear that.
If it's the right player, you're not going to complain. But we did it a little bit with Colston Loveland last year, and I think we would all go back and draft him all over again. So
100% on Colston.
We'll see what happens here.
Real quick, while they're wrapping up talking about him, I gotta give a little knowledge nugget as everyone I'm sure is watching the broadcast there with the Primanti Brothers sandwich. The Primanti Brothers sandwich was invented in Pittsburgh, and it is known as Steel City. And so all the guys that were working, either driving the trucks or working building the skyscrapers, guy came out, made a sandwich, threw everything on it, the French fries, everything, so you could eat with one hand and work with the other hand and just continue productivity. So little tidbit about Primanti Brothers sandwiches if you wanted to know about it. Probably not, but I think it's interesting, the invention of food across America. And that's one of those little tidbits that you can be like, I know about that sandwich now and what I can do with it. So Bears are on the clock officially.
We will see what happens, but it is starting to get a little nervous energy for me over here.
What are they going to do?
It's got to be Dylan Thieneman. I said it before this. You have to run. Have the Pat McAfee show muted because I don't even want to know what they're talking about because that's what they do. They'll start talking about the player they're going to pick. And I don't want to know. I just want to hear Roger Goodell. I'm hoping they don't pop up any highlights here.
But now, I just read something.
No, just stop. Don't tell me.
It's just a thought, right? It's not what they're doing. But the linebacker from Texas Tech still out there.
Oh, Dad, he's second round pick. That's why.
All right.
No. Heck no. Are you crazy? Jacob Rodriguez is a second round pick every day of the week. And late second round too. Let's see what we do here because this is actually the pick is in, Dad. The pick is in.
Fast.
I told you that's a good sign. They're not thinking crazy about it. Oh my God, just please be Dylan Thieneman. I'm not going to look at the TikTok because I'm afraid somebody might ruin it for me.
I'm just pick is in.
That Buffalo
round
sandwich,
one.
I mean, it looks insane. Look at that sandwich. Does that not look amazing? They got fries on there.
Yeah.
Chicken
That's the
tenders.
Primanti Brothers sandwich.
Oh my dad, look how fast that place emptied. Look at behind that Pat McAfee set now.
I know we
There
were
is
talking about the
nobody in there.
350,000
Hey,
people there.
Roger Goodell, buddy, get a little pep in your step. Oh my God.
Maybe they're like, which one do we take?
No, if they take McNeil Warren, Dad, I will be even more mad.
Maybe that was on their board.
Yeah. That would be what you call the classic just overthinking. Just take the better player, dude. The thing with Thieneman, too, he started at Purdue. He played at one of the bad schools,
Yeah.
went to Oregon and did the same stuff.
Yep.
He's proven he can play at the big levels.
And he's not afraid of the
Oh
cold
my
weather.
God. This guy's jersey will be who I buy instantly if it happens. I mean, this would be. I called the Roma Dunze one. I didn't know Colston loved him last year, but
I don't think
Thieneman would be
else
crazy. I called this if it happens. I said he'd be my dream pick. Didn't necessarily say it was going to happen, but I said if he was there, you have to take him. You absolutely.
He's ranked 20th overall, and you're picking him at 25. You're
Yeah,
getting a little bit of value.
you're getting value. Exactly. And on a big board, this guy is up there, bro. He is up there. Now, they could. Oh, here comes Goodell, I think. I will say they could, if they do view one of those second round safeties, they could go defensive, some one of the details. That's why, but I just think at this, he says Brian Pohl's strategy is best player available. This guy is without a doubt one of the best players available.
Definitely.
You're not going to find many guys that almost run 4.2 40-yard dashes. This guy can cover all ends of the field. He can play up on the line like Dennis Allen likes to do, blitz his safeties. It's going to be interesting. Not looking at my phone. The pick's been in for about 5 minutes. I don't know what Roger Goodell is doing at this point.
Maybe he's backstage eating a Primanti Brothers sandwich.
Actually, it does look like they got a little band on stage right now or something. I see some guy hitting the drums. So might be a little intermission type thing. And when they wrap up, maybe Goodell gets out here. They're definitely getting their TV time worth because it was on a nice roll. I mean, we do really only have 7 more picks left. It's been going pretty fast for the first round. Come on, Dylan Thieneman.
I mean, this pick is taking forever.
I mean, Dad, my birthday, another Dylan. It's just written. It's written in the stars.
It's in the stars, meant to be.
Oh, please, man.
What is going on?
Okay, I think they're changing the screen in the background. I think Goodell is making his way. Yep, here we go. This is it, Dad. Oh my God. Please, Pat, exciting. What does that mean?
Oh no. Don't be cheating.
Oh my, let's go. Are
Bears
we
fans,
serious?
what do you think out there?
Look at this guy, dude. Oh my God. This guy is a playmaker.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. What a pick, man. What an absolute pick.
Bears fans, what do you think about the first pick in the 2026 draft for the Chicago Bears?
Wow, man.
Happy birthday.
That is what I am talking about, man. If you are a Bears fan right now, you have to be absolutely thrilled that he made it. Look at he's at the draft too. He's got the casual cream color on with a little bit of Top Gun shades. I mean, look at this guy, dude.
He's got the swag, that's for sure.
What an absolute steal, man. People, Darius Butler, obviously very good cornerback in the NFL, long tenure. He's saying on the Pat McAfee show right now, he's the next closest thing to Caleb Downs. And I mean, Caleb Downs, we know what kind of player he is, but just look at this guy. Look how fast he is. gets downfield. Great tackler, like I was talking about on our show, Dad. I told you, he doesn't go for the big hits, but he grabs your legs and you're not going anywhere. Just look at every tackle. He gets your legs, got great ball skills, great hands. But wow, what an absolute steal, man.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I can only think of one thing. Seeing him and watching his play right there, there was this great player that we got back in the day. I believe was Adam Archuleta. So I hope there is no similarities in the way they played in the NFL.
Wow, man. I mean, that is an absolute home run pick. I mean, that's how you start off a draft, Ryan Poles. Let the board fall to you, stick to what you believe in, best player available. And like you said, Dad, he was number 20th overall on a lot of big boards. We got him at 25. You can't ask for much better than that. I mean, seriously, Minnesota takes a reach with Caleb Banks that was projected not even to make it out of the first or not even be picked in the first round. They take him with what, pick 16, something like that, pick 17. So you got to be ecstatic if you're a Bears fan. What are your thoughts, Dad? I know you haven't really said much, but
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, that was the guy you wanted. You've talked highly of him. You've talked a lot about his skill set, what he can do. Watching the tape here, he looks like he's going to be a great addition to the team. I'm just excited. We know what the Bears pick now. So now we can kind of see how this team is gonna come together this year. Obviously, we got 3 more picks in the top 100. So we'll see how that comes out. Maybe Peter Woods drops to us at 57, I think is our next one we got coming up. So that's a far way for him to drop. So I highly doubt that happens. But Poles, if you look at his draft last year, he's putting together a good team. So I'm pretty excited about it. He looks like a great player. So let's keep it rolling, see how it goes. And I'm going to put my predictions out there now. I know last year I called 15-2. If this guy's anything like you say he is, 15-2 is doable.
this guy's a stud, man. Him and Kobe Bryant. We haven't had a good safety tandem with the Bears since back in Eddie Jackson, which he's been
Oof.
long gone for a while. But when Eddie Jackson was here, you got to remember when he brought him in, absolute stud ball hawk. This guy just is flat out him and Kobe Bryant now. Another trade up. Houston is now trading up 2 spots to jump in front of the Buffalo Bills. Got to think maybe they're coming for a safety. Emmanuel McNeil Warren now, maybe. Actually, not with this defense. Never mind. The Houston Texans defense is loaded.
Yeah.
Let's see who they're going to take here. Maybe an offensive tackle. Got to think CJ Stroud got pretty banged up last year, especially in those playoffs. They did. There we go. Keelan Rutledge, offensive lineman. Not shocking. Like I was just saying, the Texans, CJ Stroud got mauled last year. And I think this is the first guard taken off the board. To all been tackles, it looks like the first guard out of Georgia Tech. Right guard, it looks like Georgia Tech AAC team play some good competition. We'll see what happens, but I think it's a good move by the Texans. But let's jump back with the Bears. Like you said, I'm telling you, this guy's everything you can dream of.
This guy was ranked 58 overall.
We got some comments in the TikTok. Not what I expected, but he looks good. Schmitty, I can promise you, man, this guy is an absolute ball player. Dylan Thieneman shouldn't even fell this far. He was the next safety behind Caleb Downs. This guy ran a 4.33 40-yard dash. Absolute good tackler in space, can fly, cover any part of the field. But I'm telling you, it was the right pick, in my opinion. I just honestly, in our mocks that we did, I didn't pick him because I didn't think he'd fall this far. The Vikings and Panthers were both needing safeties, but the Vikings kind of stretched on a guy. They went with Caleb Banks, D tackle out of Florida, that wasn't even projected a first-round pick. They kind of took a limb on a guy, and honestly, I think that's the main reason he fell to the Bears. So just good to see, you know, I mean, it's been Ryan Poles definitely is off to the right start with this draft board. Super cool to see though, Schmitty. We should be good. Um, what player were you wanting the Bears to take, or who did you have in mind before the draft? But yeah, Dad, this guy's gonna be a player, man.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'm pretty excited. Blah 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 blah.
Smitty. That was my guy. If Thieneman wasn't available, T.J. Parker. I absolutely love that guy out of Clemson. I like both them. We're on YouTube as well. My dad, we're over here on the Bear Talk show on YouTube, same handle. But my dad, he was in on Peter Woods, the defensive tackle, and I was on T.J. Parker because that's who I mocked the Bears getting is T.J. Parker because I thought Thieneman was going to be gone by then. But with Thieneman still being there and the Bears, like they have D tackles and edge rushers, but they literally have no other safety right now paired with Kobe Bryant. It was an empty roster spot. They needed it filled. This is a deep safety class, so I thought they would have still been fine. But with the Thieneman falling, you got to take him. It's just he was mocked mid 15s, late teens, and he fell all the way to 25. So we'll see what happens. But I'm telling you, we should be excited as Bears fans. This isn't, a pick that we should be ashamed of. I think he's going to be an absolute baller. And Dennis Allen's defense can play up on the line of scrimmage too, which is what Dennis Allen likes to do. He likes to blitz safeties, cornerbacks. It's going to be a perfect fit for this defense. But the Dolphins are now on the clock. Did we miss a pick, by the way? Because I think, oh, no, never mind. The Texans just took that guard from
Yeah.
Georgia. So now we're on to the 27th pick of the draft. 5 more picks to go to close out round 1. Once again, if you're new here on YouTube or TikTok, make sure to drop a follow. I appreciate it. Schmitty as well. Thanks for dropping a follow in here. We're also live on YouTube. We do post-game, pre-game shows, everything Bears, off-season, training camp stuff. We try to do a couple shows a week once the Bears get in the flow of things. But if you're new here, show some love. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We're over 1K likes as well on the TikTok live stream, which is just super cool to see. We've had over 400 now, 430 different unique viewers in the TikTok live stream. We appreciate everybody swinging by. First time doing this. Plan on doing it a lot more. It's our second year now going into the Bear Talk. Devin just joined in here. Good pick, Bears. Yep, it was an absolute money pick. The fact that he even fell that far. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for everything. We appreciate the support. Make sure to check us out on YouTube as well.
What's Miami going to do?
Yeah, the Miami Dolphins are currently now on the clock. Caden McDonald to the Bears. What do you think? If he falls that far tomorrow, I think we pick again at pick 57, if I'm not mistaken. If he falls that far again, Devin, at that value, 100%. I know some people wanted the Bears to take him. He was mocked a lot with the 25th pick, and I thought that was way too much of a stretch. He doesn't have passing rush upside, but he is a good run stopper, and the Bears could definitely use that. So if he's available at pick 57 tomorrow, 100%, I wouldn't be mad with that. Here goes another cornerback off the board, Chris Johnson. Wow, that's really interesting. Jamad McCoy, those scans must have came back. I know he missed all last year, which he was surprised he was even getting mocked as high as he was with not even playing a full season. But when you do run 4.3 flat speed, it kind of you're set up for greatness as long as you have the other traits. But I agree, Devin. If he's there, I wouldn't be mad if the Bears took him at 47 at all. I would not be mad. Going on to pick 28. I wonder who is up now. It's got to get to some of these playoff teams for sure that made it far. Let me check real quick who's going to be on the clock at 28. I think the 49ers are up next. It looks like,
We have for sure, we have the Buffalo Bills.
oh yeah, the Buffalo Bills. Oh, the Patriots traded up. Here we go. You're starting to see this. I'm telling you, people are starting to get antsy, maybe freaking out a little bit. The Bills traded back again. So now the Bills are kind of playing the smart game. They're dropping back and getting a lot of picks. They just traded back with Houston, and now they just traded back again with the Patriots. So interesting, a little in division trade. Don't see that too often. But the Patriots must want to jump up and get their guy. So we'll see what happens here with the Patriots. I'm assuming they are probably going with a lineman as well. Drake May got absolutely pummeled in the playoffs once they started playing some real defensive lines. So we'll see what happens here. I can see them getting some offensive line help for sure. And obviously, they added Romeo Dobbs this offseason from the Packers. DN, Draymond Jones, a guard, a fullback. But here comes Roger Goodell to the podium. And you got to remember, too, they also are going to be getting A.J. Brown come post June 1st when the new season starts. They do. Yep. They take the other offensive tackle out of Utah, Caleb Lamu. Very good player. Here comes AQ Shipley again on the show with the Pat McAfee coming out to give his spiel about him. But cool to see Drake May getting some quarterback protection help. We know how that goes with Caleb Williams. It was rough his rookie year to watch him take a bunch of hits and to see Drake May kind of face the same thing come playoff time. You just don't like seeing a talented quarterback get hit that much. So I think it's a very good move by the Patriots. But a lot of tackles have win in this first round, a lot of them. But we will see what happens. Like I said, a lot of trade ups happening late. We said it, we saw it early, and now we're starting to see it late again, Dad. A lot of trade ups happening.
Yeah, absolutely. They're I'm going back to the Dillon guy. I'm looking at more of him. He was projected as a 15 to 20
That's what I was saying.
overall
Early
pick.
teens, late teens.
That's awesome.
It's great value. It's absolutely great value. And that was the whole point of why I didn't think he was going to fall to us. But I think Minnesota might look back on this one coming up. Here comes Kansas City on the clock. Did they just trade back up to the first round?
I would think that would be a yes because I did not see
Oh no, they
them.
didn't. They have another pick from the Rams. Oh, for Trent McDuffie. That's definitely what it was. Or yeah, the Chiefs have it from trading away Trent McDuffie. Yep. So it's really the Rams pick, but they received it from trading away Trent McDuffie. So the Chiefs are ready. The pick's already in. This first round once again is about to come to a close here soon. So
4 picks left.
we'll see what happens. But wow, man, I'm honestly just kind of shocked that Dylan Thieneman made it this far. It was super cool.
A lot of
Tops off the
positive talk
birthday
on him too.
perfectly, man. Cubs win today in extra innings. Shout out to Dansby Swanson with the walk-off in the bottom of the 10th inning. And now Dylan Thieneman, my twin name, even though he spells it the wrong way, but he is now a Chicago Bear. And not just a Chicago Bear, he will be a starting Chicago Bear day one. Super excited. Got two absolute studs back there in the back of the defense now. You know, a lot of people were mad that they didn't re-sign Kevin Byard or Jaquan Brisker. Well, the Bears just got younger at safety and better at safety. So it looks like it's early on. The draft is starting to pay off, but it's a long draft ahead. Tomorrow we'll definitely probably be on the lookout for D end and defensive tackles in that second round, is my thought. What do you think,
Well,
Ed?
I got to ask you because you called the Dylan Thieneman pick perfectly from yesterday and even before the draft started today. So what's your speculation on day two? What do you think? Who do we
Well,
who do we land?
I'll definitely have to take a deeper look because if you remember in my mock draft, I had TJ Parker and I had us taking a safety. So I'm going to have to look at what DNs are projected around our range and take a look at those names. But we've already seen a bunch of surprises. Some people go earlier, a lot earlier than they should have. Maybe not should have, but then what was expected. Caden Proctor being 1, Ty Simpson all the way up to number 13. Caleb Banks, the guy Minnesota selected, that D tackle. I mean, he was the first D tackle off the board, and he wasn't even the top one. He was way down there. So you never know. I do like what Devin said on TikTok. If Caden McDonald does fall, which it's going to take a lot for that to happen too,
You'd have to fall a long way.
But he is a good run stopper, man. And the Bears have struggled against the run. So I wouldn't be mad at all with that. But I'll have to take a look and see what people are available. Maybe Peter Woods falls down there. You still get your guy, Dad, and we both get a little win-win. That's probably an interesting one too. A lot of people had Peter Woods going in the first round. It looks like he might move on to day 2, which is good for the Bears. You never know. People start slipping and then people question. It's like draft day. People start literally slipping down a board and it scares other people to take chances on. They're like, what do they know that we don't know? So you never know what could happen. I'll definitely have to take a look and see what players are around that range. But I definitely expect the Bears to take a D tackle, D end, some sort of that combination tomorrow. Maybe
TJ Parker falls in that range too.
He does?
Yeah, he's
that'd be crazy if he makes it that far.
27th best available player on the board right now. So you look at where we're at in the draft pick. We got 57 tomorrow. So he's in that range.
Kind of tight. They might have to make a little trade up if they really wanted him.
Or you have Derek Moore out of Michigan. He's 32nd best available. And also Mason Thomas out of Oklahoma. So there's some options there tomorrow in that range. So, I mean, anything could happen. But if we could come away and with the first 2 picks of the draft with, Dylan, like you said, filling in that position, partnered up with Bryant, and then we could address that edge position to shore up with Booker and with Sweat, I'd feel pretty good. And then that 3rd pick we have,
Hold on one second. Here come the Chiefs.
We got the Chiefs. What do we got?
Peter Woods. There he goes, Dad, your guy. I mean, and you got to think about that. But for the Chiefs, that's a great pairing with Chris Jones. I mean, now you have Peter Woods and Chris Jones. There goes your guy, Dad. I mean, we were just talking about him maybe having a chance, but dude, I told you that guy's just electric.
He wasn't going to fall that far either. I had already gave up hopes. There's no way he was falling to the next.
He's a really good player, man. Like a really good player. And the good thing, most D tackles, they don't really have that passing rush upside speed. This guy is fast for a defensive tackle. I think off the top of my head, he ran a 4.75 40, which for a D tackle, that's pushing 300 pounds. That's pretty impressive. So
yeah, good for him.
Guy's an absolute beast. There goes your guy, Dad. But thinking for the Chiefs, who struggled on defense a little bit last year, now you think Chris Jones and Peter Woods. I mean, that's a great pairing.
It's a real good move. So we'll see. I mean, we got shots tomorrow to pick up a nice edge.
Yeah.
26.
This is wow. Fun fact too with Dylan Thieneman before we close out this show as the first round wraps up. At number 25, the Bears are drafting Oregon safety Dylan Thieneman. First time they have chosen a safety in round 1 since Mark Carrier in 1990. Wow. Clear need and projected starter alongside Kobe Bryant. So, I mean, it's definitely, like I said, safeties. This is how you know he's a stud too, because safeties don't often get drafted this high. Only a couple of them do. So he's that good of a player. And the Jets, speaking of, just traded up into the first round. So, like I said, you're starting to see a lot of teams get back in. It's honestly crazy because a lot of people were saying not a lot of people would trade up because of the weaker draft class, but you're seeing a lot of it. And
there's some action in this draft.
I wouldn't be mad if the Bears kind of took part in some of this.
That I don't know. Again, we'd have to give up draft capital. We don't have a lot of draft capital to give up. I don't think you do it.
Yeah.
And looking at the BPA, I mean, some of those players that we've been talking about will fall to us in that position we have tomorrow at 57. And then what is it, 57? And then we pick 60? I think
Wow,
it's
man.
60.
This is just
We
crazy.
we pick really close to each other tomorrow. Well,
The Jets, they knew exactly who they want. Here comes Fidel again.
already out. Well, when you trade up, you got to know who you want. It's not like you're thinking about it.
Omar Cooper,
Oh wow.
receiver, the Indiana receiver. Guy had a bunch of clutch catches, had the biggest one in Penn State with their season on the line. Could have bumped them out of, you know, a good playoff seeding, made that clutch toe tap catch. Very good player. Got a lot of speed. He's a slot receiver. Got to think they got Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper now. They did take that tight end Kenyon Sadiq too. So the Jets are loading up on offensive weapons. I think too that get that with them trading up, that now gave them three picks in the first round. So Jets are clearly trying to get some game changers on their team. They need some players that can make a change. We'll see what happens, but two more picks left in this first round, and that will close out night one. I've had a great time, Dad. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a blast spending your birthday this way. On top of it, looks like the Jets are giving redemption to Geno Smith on his return trip to the team after they had him when they drafted him
Yeah, didn't give
initially.
him the best. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't give him anything, and now they're trying to give him everything and more.
Well,
So,
I think they're seeing with the Raiders last year, with the Raiders outside of them having Brock Bowers and watching Geno Smith try to march down a field with an offense and not having weapons, a supporting cast really.
yep.
Um, they're trying to load up and give him some weapons to throw to. Obviously, Garrett Wilson, we all know him. He is an absolute stud, Ohio State receiver. Now they get Omar Cooper. And like I said, Kenyon Sadiq, another skilled full tight end, only tight end taken so far in this first round. They're loading up on offensive weapons. And I think they took that other Ohio State player, right? Arvell Reese, didn't they? The edge rusher.
I think
That
so
was
in the
their
very
first
beginning.
pick. Yeah. So
No, David Bailey, David
David
Bailey,
Bailey, the Texas
David
Tech edge
Bailey.
rusher.
Yes,
So
yes,
they got one
yes.
edge rusher probably to replace Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams was a D tackle, but still defensive line pressure. And then they got two offensive weapons. And I think the Jets still have a bunch of picks in this draft because
And they
they
have
give
Brees
away.
Hall.
Yeah. Brees Hall, too. Yeah.
I
So
mean, you think about that offense they're setting up for Geno Smith and what he did at the Seahawks. I mean, granted, the Raiders year was a little tough, but he did great at the Seahawks. Now he comes back to the Jets. It's almost like a homecoming and saying, "Hey, we're sorry. Here's the tools we should have got you the first time."
yeah. Be interesting to see what the Bills do here. Um, it's got to be someone on the defensive side, right? You'd think.
I would think so.
Yeah, I think with them taking DJ Moore from us, they got a weapon over there. They got Kincaid. Also have what's his face? Who am I thinking of? The Khalil Shakir, the little slot guy.
Yeah.
Um, Defense seems like a smart move for them. They still have James Cook at running back, I believe. So,
And they picked up my guy
oh,
from
never mind. Here comes the Titans trading back into the first round. So,
Oh.
once again, it's been a constant theme. People are starting to panic. Here come the Titans, who I think you said as well. Don't they have, weren't they the team you said have 11 picks, or was that, who was that team that you said had 11
I
picks?
think that was the Browns.
Browns, yeah.
Yeah.
But Titans trading back in to get some picks in that first round, double dip in a little bit. We'll see who they end up taking here. Going to be interesting to see, but this is the second
Who
to
are they
last
coming up
pick
with?
of the evening.
They need an elite wide receiver and offensive line upgrades and an explosive edge rusher. Who are they trading up to get?
Didn't they already with their first pick take? Who did they take? Draft. Here comes Goodell though again.
They took Carnell Tate, so they got the explosive wide receiver
Yeah,
at
I
pick
don't think they're
3.
gonna go receiver again. Let's see.
Edge,
Maybe one of the cornerbacks here. Jermon McCoy, maybe?
Tennessee alum, bring him over. I don't know.
Wow. Shout out to Pittsburgh, the city of Pittsburgh. It was super cool to see. The game just continues to grow. Oh, they took that defensive end that I did not want the Bears to take. This is the guy, Keldrick Falk, out of Auburn. This is a guy, Dad, that didn't have a sack in a 2.5-month
Yep.
span this past season. So I'm just not the biggest fan of him, but maybe the Titans see something else. I'm just glad the Bears didn't take him because I'm not a fan of this guy. But
Very, very
we're
interesting pick.
down to the last pick of the first round.
It's surprising they traded back into the first round to take him, but
Yeah, because they would have been picking pretty early tomorrow.
yes,
I don't know. Still, I'd take
they
TJ
see something.
Parker. I'd take TJ Parker over that guy any day of the week.
Yeah,
I mean,
something there. They see
he's got
something they
some good
know.
highlights, but super cool though. He's there at the draft. I know it's hard too sometimes when these players have to choose whether to go or not, and when they go, they are projected. They think they're going to go, and there's people in that room that were projected and aren't going to ultimately
Yeah,
get
they're
picked. So probably a good feeling to get your name called. Still a first round pick, and that's a difference between millions of dollars right there. So
yeah.
good
Good
for him. Yep, good for him. Just not the guy. I know a lot of people. There was a lot of other mocks out there that wanted the Bears to take him. I'm glad they didn't. But here come the Seahawks.
Last
They're
pick of the first round.
reigning Super Bowl champions. They only have 4 picks in this draft. So I would not be shocked if they take a trade call to and get out of this pick, because with 4 picks and they got rid of a lot of pieces, it kind of what happens when you are a Super Bowl team. Kenneth Walker being a big one. Obviously, Kobe Bryant, who came to the Bears, Tariq Woolen, one of their cornerbacks, and an edge rusher. So 3 big defensive pieces gone. If I'm the Seahawks, I'm finding somebody to get out of this spot and trade out of. But, you know, they might stick and pick, but they only have 4 picks in this draft. I wouldn't be disappointed or mad if they traded out if I was a Seahawks fan, but we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, though, Dad, it's been fun. 3 hours on a live show for the first time over on TikTok and on YouTube. Wrapping the night up. We got 6 total gifts tonight in the TikTok. We gained 8 new followers and over 475 unique people joined the stream. Thank you guys. Once again, if you are still in here, don't miss out. We do Bears coverage every week when season rolls around, pregame, postgame, training camp, mini camps. I'm sure we'll do in-depth shows after this draft and summarize the Bears draft class for 2026. It's been a lot of fun. Don't think we're going to hop on tomorrow. Maybe just spend some time together and watch it. Maybe they do have 2 picks. Maybe we fire it up. We'll see what
Could
happens.
fire it up for them 2 picks.
But it is still second round picks. They're going to be good players. But it's been fun nonetheless. I've enjoyed it. It's a great cap off to my birthday as well. I say it all the time now, but once you're past 21, it's just another day when it comes to these birthdays. But it's been fun. Cubs win. Get the player I wanted. It's always a good start. And shout out to Ryan Poles and the draft team over at the Bears and all the research. I think they're off to, if I had to grade them just off of the start, it's an A+ for me. You get a player that was supposed to go in the late teens, get him at pick 25. Honestly, it was scary with this draft class too being kind of mediocre, not the best. and getting a player like him at 25, it's an absolute steal. So it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. See who the Seahawks pick here. Speed this up a little bit. I got to go heat up some of my pizza, my deep dish pizza.
Oh man. It
You're
has
lucky over there too. I know if you were still in Florida, this would be cutting it close, but now you're an hour behind, so it works a little bit better.
Hey, the body is still old and it doesn't like late nights or early mornings anymore, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Hey, I wouldn't change it for the world to hang out with you on draft night and celebrate your birthday. Congratulations on getting your pick you wanted. Um, it's 3 more hours I got to spend with you that I wouldn't have got otherwise. So I'm excited for the night and what we got to do this, especially the first time. This was kind of cool doing this for the first time.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to get the TikTok set up. We are running a little late. Part apologies to the TikTok viewers. I know you've been just hearing me talk, but there is another person talking. My dad's we're over on YouTube as well. It was the TikTok was just a little bit harder to set up with the stream key. I couldn't find it in time, so I just fired it up on my phone. But here we go. Roger Goodell is making one last walk to the podium for night one. Looks like we got another young guest up here getting ready to announce the Seahawks pick. Um, Gonna be super cool to see what happens. He's trying to fire up the crowd right now. Make a wish kid seeing stuff like this.
I don't know about you, but those sandwiches still sitting there are making me hungry.
Yeah.
He is hyped.
Wow. Absolute crazy story. The guy's about to announce the pick. Had two brain tumors. He's now cancer free. So super cool. Probably an unreal moment for him to be up there. He looks good too. Doesn't look like he just, survived some rough stuff that no one ever wants to deal with.
No.
But here we go. He is fired up. I love the energy. Oh my God. Oh, I mean, he is screaming into this mic.
Celebrating life like he should. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Oh my God. Darian Price, Notre Dame, the other running back.
Yep.
Very good. This is another look at this guy. Both of these running backs are very good. Um, they lost Kenneth Walker, so this makes a lot of sense.
And they
And
were there at Pro Day watching both of them. So it
and
makes sense
Jadarian
that they did that.
Yeah, and Jadarian Price too. He doesn't have a lot of miles on the tires, so he's got a lot of fresh legs than most running backs that go in the first round. They usually have a lot of miles, they call it. A lot of rushing attempts. He's a little bit more fresh, but him and Jeremiah Love were the best 1-2 punch in college the past 2 seasons. So great pick out of the Seahawks. With 4 picks, especially, they only have, as of right now, only 3 more now. They got to make some smart moves and make the most of them. And this is definitely a great
That was a
pick,
good
in my
move.
opinion. But let's wrap it up, Dad. That's going to do it for the first round of the NFL draft. We got to see the Bears pick. They didn't trade back like we maybe thought they would. It's cool to see them get the player I wanted. He's going to be an absolute unit. But excited for night 2 tomorrow. We got 2 picks tomorrow. Get to see hopefully at least one more defensive guy taken tomorrow before we start. Ben Johnson gets a little antsy over there, but nonetheless, I had a lot of fun. This was really cool. Thank you to everyone who is out there watching or was watching. It's been a lot of fun. First time doing live shows. We usually record and post later on, but I think it was fun. Wasn't a lot of downtime. We were able to continue these conversations, talk about these players drafted. It was a lot of fun. But thanks again to everyone out there. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, give us a follow, stay up to date on our socials. You can get all those in our YouTube description. The Bear Talk Show is our handle on all social media platforms. Stay up to date. We'll keep you posted. You might catch us here tomorrow as well. We'll talk about it. We'll see what happens. But Bears got 2 picks tomorrow, pick 57, pick 60 as of now. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if you want to close anything out before we take our fans out in Bear fashion, but the floor is yours.
I just want to say what a fun evening hanging out with you watching the draft, bringing a new twist to it. I know last year we watched we watched a lot of the games live together via this method, but to do the draft this way, super memorable time, right? Not so many times you can say, "Hey, I watched the draft with my son through the computer, and we talked about the sport we love, and ultimately got to spend it with you on your birthday in a different kind of way." But um, so much fun, so much learnings come through all this, and I just appreciate being able to spend this time with you. And the Bears are looking good. We got a good pick. I feel real good about it. It's not a what are they thinking pick. But with that, I say let's close them out.
Yep. Thank you again, guys, for tuning in. We appreciate it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, socials down in the YouTube description. You can follow us anywhere at the Bear Talk Show. It's been an absolute pleasure. What a way to kick off night one of the draft. And like you said, Dad, thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate it. I don't take these moments for granted. It's fun. I miss doing this stuff in season. We're on like more of a schedule where we're 2 shows a week every week, but to do this on a draft night. We've watched and called during draft nights and talked about it, but to do a live show for 3 hours, it was a lot of fun. And I thought we did a great job. And thanks again to the viewers out there. We will catch you next time. Stay tuned on the socials. Like I said, might maybe fire it up for tomorrow for the second round. We'll see. But it was an absolute pleasure. But we'll catch you next time. But until then, bear
Bear down.
down.